Okay.
Oh, there it is. Way over there.
If somebody... Yeah, hold on. Change this over to input. There we are. Now I can hear that more easily. Move on down here and open up Audacity on the backup.
This table setup is so much better.
Yes, I know.
It is
Now everyone can
better.
push their chairs in, and everybody has a cubic 2 square feet of space to themselves.
For them.
And you also.
And I have space! Oh, ye gods, I have space to actually dungeon master. I don't have 5 square inches of fucking nothing. I also have new dice.
Oh yeah.
Because my old ones they've served me adequately, however they have melted partially multiple times now.
Oh, perfect.
So
The only way to go.
yes.
That's kinky.
So I needed new ones.
Now I gotta do.
There we are. Yes. A most fortuitous occasion. My first roll with this was a 10. So,
Perfectly balanced.
I'm going to take my folder and my Kill Team Soros paper from Kill Team the other day and move that over here. No. I was going to propose something now that we're all back and it's been a little while. We skipped last week because people weren't feeling well and your girlfriend's identity was stolen, so there was a predicament and a half.
That's getting fixed up.
That's good. I'm
So,
gonna ask about.
before I asked what happened last time, rather than last week, I was going to ask whether or not we wanted to just call the siege a success. The blue retinue is broken. Most of the rest of the infantry and forces will probably end up breaking in the next...
dragon?
Well, you guys will still have to fight the dragon.
Oh, okay.
But I was mostly just going to suggest that, like, we can remove the warfare from the combat at this point and focus on fighting the dragon, if we would like.
Okay.
I'm in
I'd be fine
favor.
with that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna need a model. I'm still in the ramparts.
Fair.
You can shoot the dragon once per round.
Yay.
I will let you trade your iterative attacks to be able to shoot at the range.
Perfect.
Or we could use the normal rules in Pathfinder, in which case you're shooting at like a -10.
Still might hit though.
Still
might hit. Let's be honest.
What's your plus? Like fucking 14?
17.
In before
Nice. Okay.
And before just like, oh hey, 20.
And
Ooh,
and
let's see, that's another 20.
that's with the 17 like against touch also.
No, I mean if you're shooting far outside of the range
It's
increment,
gonna
it's just
hit.
normal AC.
It's just not.
Oh, okay, didn't know that.
Oh, then your chances to hit aren't that good.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
never mind.
Then
Okay.
I was thinking we're still touch.
So, that taken care of, and saving me a considerable amount of dungeon mastering overhead after now more than a week of me returning to it. What, pray tell, happened the last time we played?
I guess if we're done with the warfare stuff, we don't need these.
Pyra entered the Thunderdome.
You entered my Thunderdome.
I got you for 3 minutes.
So a retcon that I wanted to do was I wanted to give that guy a voice, but we're kind of past it now. So
Yeah, he's dead.
next time, if ever he speaks, I will reiterate what his voice was supposed to be. I had it in my notes, and then I just got flustered and forgot about it. And then by the time I remembered, he had already spoken.
That's fair.
That happens.
He kind of sounded like, who sent this low peasantry to
Who
fight?
sent this low peasantry to fight?
No, me lord.
Ah.
No.
He is smart, like my shoe.
I am so.
So, Sunstone Keep comes under siege. We've got men approaching from both sides. They're doing a big-ass pincer maneuver. We don't know, at that point, as to whether or not their general Azure Shimmer Scale is on the
Shitter
field.
fuck.
It's a blue bastard. But we don't know if the blue bastard is on the field.
One of these days we'll say his name right the first time.
Alright,
Azure Shimmer Scale.
still fucked it.
No, I didn't.
You said stemmer scale.
I'm gonna fuck your ass with these balls.
Ah, they're jingly.
Anyway. So, well, Caster, Drollish, and Boltjaw and Lady Kadra all gear up to go out and join their troops in the actual warfare, whereas Cassandra mans the walls in her wheelchair because her legs got a broken like off, like a stone shattering kind of off.
Got it removed.
Can you hand me a pencil with an eraser that is mechanical?
Here, fam.
I like that specification there.
Well, you're a needy bitch, aren't you?
I am an artist, and I refuse ever again to use a wooden pencil.
That's fair. So Cassandra mans the walls with her wheelchair, with lovely boy Tace helping her around, shooting at basically everybody. Meanwhile, Pyra enters the Thunderdome to find out whether the blue bastard is on the field or not. Turns out he's basically right next to their war engine.
So Dragon Thor gets his ass kicked by a 5-foot...
Turns out he entered the Thunderdome, or should I say the Fire Dome.
Dragon Thor gets his ass whooped.
I hate every fucking one of you.
You started it.
Ha!
Caster just went, ha!
You're okay, Matt.
I hate you, Matt.
So Pyra enters the Thunderdome of the Blue Bastard, but it turns out the Blue Bastard entered Pyra's fucking Thunderdome, and she actually, for a 5-2 something or other fire sorcerer, wrecks his ass. Like, really hard.
5-5, thank you.
Please, you're like 12.
Simultaneously 12 and 146. Written by a Blizzard writer.
Ain't that how it goes?
No, because you're a competent woman who gets to have a story arc without dying.
I agree with everything except the competent part.
Oh! The pain is real on that.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, she manages to slaughter the Blue Bastard just as Korra swoops in to do some healing and also help, which wasn't needed. The army gets routed after seeing their general fall, and a particular magic kicks in that our resident chronomicist and our resident victim of chronomicists is very familiar with. Contingency, which dragged the Blue Bastard's corpse out of our space and replaced it with a giant fuck-off blue dragon.
Oh yeah, I need to get that back out.
And here we are, in this moment, together.
And here we are.
Thunderdome.
Also, Tyler, I know you can kind of hear me because you only have your headbuds partially in. You
Correct.
failed at your job again.
What did I do?
You forgot to introduce the session.
Son of a bitch, that's right. I totally forgot I have... Okay. God, I forgot I have
Get
that
out of your way.
responsibility.
Welcome
to
the
Thunderdome! I haven't even fucking prepared for this.
And with that lovely recap by the amazing Tattoo Masters, welcome back to It's Always Sunny in Aeva.
There we go. Matt just farts directly into the microphone.
I mean, that'd be pretty on point.
Like
for
he
the
pulls
sessions
his
later.
pants down, actually moons everyone, and just farts into the microphone.
No, he just like...
Where the fuck are the matches?
You get to look at a nice brown forest.
Yeah, I want to wrap yourself up nice and cozy in tin foil. Stick your head in a microwave and blow yourself to fuck up.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Oh.
Did that light? Pardon me.
Give me another candle. Quickly, before the flame reaches my skin and torches the flesh. Another, expediently. The flame dwindles, brother. No! No! Shit.
I love dogs. Doesn't everyone?
That one needs lighting. I have matches.
The matches are right there.
Dos machos.
Wow, 3 strikes? You suck.
You're the fucking out with this shit.
Like the fire run! Who's this?
Where did this go?
With the blitz.
Fucking set it there.
Right there.
Right there.
Wait, hold on. Turn on this one and we won't need a candle.
Oh yes, hold on.
There we are.
Cheeky
Good.
breaky of them.
Good. Yeah.
Alright, and wait, I consult that. And I've got the remote, finally. Figured out where it was.
Woo!
Excellent.
Okie dokie.
Just like old Jackal just laying right here.
No, we can still use that for normal Jackal.
There you go.
You know, normal personage drow Jackal.
Indeed.
Man, it's fucking dark. Yeah. Sorry, I have much less space back here, like, for my body. So, there's a dragon. Was there an initiative order? I think there was.
We had one.
We do have one, I believe.
Let's roll a new initiative order.
I know I was at the top of the one we had.
New initiative order. Can I burn a reroll? I'm just kidding. Hang on.
Would you roll?
I'd like to burn all 5
I
rebels.
rolled a 3.
We've used this.
Fucking hell. 4 plus 4, 8 initiative.
Okay.
If anybody steals my, finds my steel caltrip, I need that.
Oh boy, a steel
it
caltrip
was,
is missing.
It's in that pile, I think.
No, it's not. It's
9.
not.
Like, I know I had it in, like, this...
Solid 12.
Check the brown bag there. It might have ended up in that.
Might be the gray one. How dare you put my good metal dice with my garbage dice?
The fuck was that?
First roll of the day was a nat 1.
Ah.
I thought that was a sound file of something.
I thought that was like something outside.
If
I was
anyone would
about
like
to
to
be
play music, you are welcome.
No, all these caltrips are plastic.
I know I saw it around here somewhere.
We did see it earlier,
Yeah.
but I'm unsure of where it is.
I don't use them. I'm not over worried about it. I don't use them very often.
By the way, I still have all of these fucking empty character sheets you gave me. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do with them, Amy?
Presently, no. Hold on, I have to remove the...
Lighthouse
Oh.
and it.
Yeah. From our kill team game the other day.
Oh.
I don't see it on the floor.
It's
what?
somewhere on this table. His D4.
What does it look like?
It's metal. It's a
It's
metal.
D4 and it metal.
It looks like this, but it's not this one.
Oh, it's not bad.
The way you can tell it's not that one is because it has fancy letters.
Is it in between the...
Yeah, I see it.
You do?
It's over there.
Yeah, we did. No way. Thank you, comrades.
You're welcome.
So, who rolled first?
Anyone roll above 19?
No.
I rolled 19.
Okay, so let me roll for the dragon. Okay.
Oh, I also need to roll. Actually, the Hound Archon on X on my initiative. Which I need a model for that guy.
Who?
The Hound Archon that I sent.
Right.
The jack.
What size are they?
They're a medium-sized creature.
There you go.
Use the null. Close enough.
Okay. And then Cass rolled a 19.
I think it was like here, and where's Pyra's model?
Over here.
May I? I'm just orienting my...
Who comes after 19 in initiative?
Who did anyone roll above 16?
No.
No.
Alright, then me.
Okay.
Jesus fuck.
What?
You rolled a nat 1 and got a 16 in it?
She rolled a nat 1.
Oh, you poor bitch.
Yes, I rolled.
Alright, so who comes after?
Arden 12?
Alright.
12. Lord Pyragard with 12.
I'm not Scipia in this game. Otherwise, I could.
That's fair.
Who comes after Caster?
I got 8.
And then Drollish with a natural 1.
Yes.
Alright.
How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing alright.
You look kind of tired.
Fuck. You can't even take my shoes off.
Long day?
I'm sorry.
Long day?
I have to clean.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
Just clean it.
That's everyone in initiative.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to grab a number of humanoid models over here
I'm
Oh
gonna get,
boy.
I'm
to
gonna
represent
get these dice away from the.
crowd that is around.
Oh boy.
I can imagine the battlefield's still filled with bodies and people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
they be active in the fighting?
We may or may not
You can
be able to
position
call
these to your leisure on that side. Here's one more handful. Make them dense.
Do we want to have some music?
Yes.
I've got music. Good.
And then I'm going
I'm
to
sure
go
you
and-
guys need some too.
Bum, 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 ba-da, 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 ba-da.
I'm going to use some of this. This was from the broken red hand, which is now just a bunch of broken ass pieces over here.
Wicked. That's gonna be in my way the whole session.
I'm sorry. If somebody wants to put on music, it can't be my phone.
Okay.
I got some shit.
I need my spells.
Have you been connected to the Wi-Fi, by the way?
No.
Oh my god.
I have unlimited data.
Do you want to be connected to the Wi-Fi?
I have unlimited data.
Okay.
Yeah, but it less strain on the battery.
Here's Trollish, by the way.
There's
Like
a charge.
that matters to the battery that unplugs itself for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
I also
true.
have it.
I
I also
forgot about
plug it
that.
in over here. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. I'll wait for the music. I've got my stuff set up over here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! You guys seen my beach ball?
It's about this big.
Lost it.
Lost it over there somewhere. Sometimes I like to serve it up like
Why the fuck?
this. Or sometimes.
Watching you flex is fucking.
It's tragic, really. I've got like nothing, realistically, to actually flex.
Yeah.
I have somewhat of a muscle bulge.
There
right
is
here.
a character in Rainbow Six
And that's
Siege
it.
named Valkyrie, and if I could just look like her, that'd be great.
She's got arms.
Arms.
Her
yeah.
fucking like operator photo is her standing with a Spaz 12, and the largest gun in the picture is her bicep.
I'm just letting you guys know, by the way, I'm open to suggestions. How the fuck do you raise your arm any higher than this without your entire underarm hair being exposed to the entire world?
You don't.
Shave
Tight
it.
shirt.
Shave it.
Tight shirt.
Tight shirt.
I hear you.
Also,
Or just longer sleeves.
Or longer.
I've started actually working out again, so
Because like this makes me
go and
sad.
try it.
That's
Do that drollish cosplay.
That's Val.
Fuck yeah.
Ah.
Fuck yeah,
fuck
Siri.
yeah.
Live your best life.
Of course.
That's Val.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Anyway,
I'd
I'm
rather
going to
me.
turn that down ever so slightly. Just
You can scoot the DM screen up more if you want.
nope,
There's some
it's
space.
fine where it is.
I let her punch
I'm
me.
good where it is.
Crayola scoot.
Fair.
So you two are there. Where is Pyra in all of this?
I know I was
I was
right
right
next to the
there.
Hound Archon when I got summoned, and other than that, I
Right there.
Where are you?
I'm right there.
Who is this?
Have
That's-
Archon. I saw. It
That's
is
her
a,
summon.
Right.
Yeah, it is a celestial-looking dog, like jackal figure.
Got it.
Not
Caster-
Jackal.
Yeah.
Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal.
So Caster, Drolish, you guys were caught up with a couple of elite units.
Yeah.
It has been a while. I only have so much in my notes about that stuff. I'm going to say that with the rest of the mostly retreating troops, they are on their way out.
The only thing I remember was the one man that got fucking deleted.
You got
Oh
He
yeah.
actually just got removed.
positions.
He
You know,
spawned, got double crit, and died.
So
He ran into Drolish's sword and then into Caster's axe, and then he wasn't a thing anymore.
And he ran into the gates of the underworld.
First
So-
he was at a barbarian, and then he was at a warrior, and then he was at hell.
So I'm gonna say that they're leaving, and you guys can try and catch up to this fight. It is 300 feet from where you are. Running. I forget how fast you can move when you run. 4 times your movement speed.
Yep.
That's
times.
only
4
4 times
times.
your movement speed if you're wearing light armor.
Oh.
3 times your movement speed if you're wearing medium armor.
Okay, that's fine.
And I think maybe also heavy armor. I'll look up the run action for you.
You could cast effortless armor.
Yeah, I was
eliminate
going
this issue.
I was
And
going
then
to do that anyway.
They can,
I mean, that would at least grant me a.
and that will take you a number of rounds to arrive at the battle.
You know, two can play that game.
Specifically,
We'll say 200 feet away.
everywhere no longer reduces your speed.
The run action and run ×3 for a character in heavy armor, and ×4 for a character in light, medium, or no armor.
Okay.
So I can move 90 feet a turn.
So it'll take you 2 turns of running,
Wicked.
and then you'll end up along this border.
Alrighty.
So,
That's fine.
Let's get this out of here.
at the top of the initiative is the dragon!
Of course.
May I do something?
What are you trying to do?
I want to roll knowledge, and I want to try and talk to it.
Sure. Dragons speak Draconic.
I speak Draconic too. 13 on the knowledge roll plus.
I will have no idea.
What is the knowledge roll to speak to it for?
I want to just get a bit of a, like, recall what I know about dragon lore for Blue Dragon specifically.
Okay.
And the knowledge roll is gonna be.
Which ones are the dragons that have been sipping on that fucking dumb fuck juice?
That's
White dragons.
White
dragons.
White dragons. are the
They're
ones.
fucking dumb.
Though a
Sit on
white
my
dragon of
knowledge.
this size and age would still be smart enough to talk and speak, it would probably be of a significantly lower intellect than anyone in the party.
32, by the way.
32. What do you want to know?
So I know that red dragons can be vain. I just want to know how blue dragons, what their like typical personality type is.
Okay.
Jesus.
Let me provide you an answer shortly.
Like alignment and then.
So the way I
general
think this has
practices.
gone so far is that Amy's campaign, this one specifically, consistently has been the most as far as music goes, like the most actually like orchestral. Like it's been sufficiently related to like an actual, like the type of music you would hear in this era. Matt's is super fucking EDM.
EDM and 80s.
Yeah.
Blue
And then
dragons,
I think mine is probably going to be the most metal.
like
Fair
a
man.
storm, are mercurial, somewhat vain and destructive, highly territorial, and incredibly intelligent.
Okay. So what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna turn that down some more if I can find it. I've heard this. Where is this from?
I don't know. It's just a
It's
mix
World
of.
of Warcraft.
It's from WoW.
Yeah.
So it is.
Sakura is going to call out to the dragon. You there? What's your name?
Oh.
And Draconic.
Why would I share my name with you?
Well, if we're going to be opponents, we might as well learn each other's names. Cora Amarin.
You are beneath me, and I shall not commit your name to memory.
Am I? Your kind is intelligent. Look at me. And look closely.
You look like a mortal.
Much more than that. But all I was going to say was that people such as you and I may not need to engage in such needless bloodshed. What do you owe these people? And she gestures around at the fleeing blue revenue.
I owe my allegiance to Tiamat.
Do you owe your allegiance to Azure Shimmer Scale?
Azure Simmerscale and the Red Hand are her agents in this world.
I see. Then it seems we're at an impasse.
It is her divine right to claim this realm.
Well, she will not find it easy. And I guess that's the end of the conversation.
I shall find your resistance pitiful.
We shall see.
Anyways, so with his turn,
I wanted to see.
Drollage hurdles over corpses.
Who the fuck put this on?
It's just a mix of orc stuff.
It's just, yeah.
What is that?
What?
You know what this is from.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fucking.
Is anyone within 5 feet of the dragon?
No.
Okay. So here's what the dragon does. It breathes.
Oh shit.
Breathe.
It
Breathe ice.
It's gonna be like.
So, who's it breathing into this storm?
I'm gonna need the Archon and yourself
That's
to
right,
make a
white
reflex saving throw.
That's not me. That's Pyra.
I'm gonna need Pyra and the...
Oh, and the Archon doesn't need to make a reflex saving throw.
Why not?
It's immune to lightning.
Okay.
Oh.
Pyra needs to make a reflex saving throw.
Will a 15 cut that?
No.
You may want to take a reroll on this one, Chief.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down if I don't save on this. So. Will a 20 cut that?
Wait. I'm sorry. I was attacking here because I thought it was you anyway. Because they just finished a conversational exchange, it would make more narrative sense for them to attack you.
Okay.
And you're invisible.
Okay, so no
And-
on the reflex
Yeah,
save.
you don't even have to make
Okay,
a
not
save.
gonna reroll back.
So
You-
I need to make a reflex save.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I just thought about that for a second. I'm like, I'm attacking the invisible person.
That's the second time.
That's not gonna do it.
That
That's
gave me a
only
fucking heart
10.
attack the first time it happened. by
If
the way.
15 didn't do it, that ain't gonna do it.
Okay, I have.
So are we burning a reroll or?
No, there was no,
No,
reroll
hang
back
on.
because it was the wrong.
So,
Yeah, for
does a
Oh.
would a 23 work?
23 is perfect.
Impressive.
Excellent. So,
I still need to roll damage though.
so the dragon's breath just breathes at Cora, and like she shifts her body, and like she
That's you.
moves like forward and like to the right, not entirely dodging it, but in like an accelerated rate, as she just bends time around her with forced outcomes. And that's my forced outcomes gone for the day.
All right. Sorry, I need a calculator.
Calculator. For order. Calculator.
You take 23 lightning damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
As this thing just turns around and fucking scorches you with the fucking heart of the storm.
Yeah, that would have fucked me. I would be down.
And
Or-
it also kills that guy.
Cora grimaces and then cracks her neck and says,
Rip man.
I've had worse.
It's only just beginning, whelp.
After
So
that,
what's the rule on dragon breath attacks?
what do you mean?
Like on how frequently they can be used?
They roll a die every turn. It's called a recharge die. And there's generally a number next to the thing where it'll say recharges on a 5 or a 6.
Oh, okay.
So I'll roll a d6, and if I roll one of those numbers, the breath attack comes back.
Yikes.
Yeah. Usually they'll only use it once or twice in a combat unless it is extended.
I should be relatively okay.
I need to pull
The
out our
Halberd of
statistics.
Malachar has the R10 energy resistance
Oh, actually.
to fire and lightning.
It moves that far.
Because of reach.
Alright. Following that, it is Cassandra's turn. Cassandra, you see this dragon poured into the battlefield, and you see Mr. Shimmerscale bolt through the gate. And you're up on the ramparts, and Tace is sitting up there like, oh, good, great,
A dragon. that was
more
what we needed.
dragons.
More dragons and
More
more
asbestos.
contingencies. Well,
I'm moving this stool because I'm gonna fucking trip over it because I can barely see.
just another dragon we're gonna have to kill. And is going to. Now, you said to get rid of my iterative attack. What about my rapid shot?
That one doesn't it only work within a certain range.
No.
Oh.
You're thinking of like
What's the range on the Wayfinder?
The
What's it
range-
listed as?
the range on the Wayfinder? Oh shit, I didn't write. Where? No, I didn't write the range down on it. Fuck. I can look that up though.
Sure.
Oh, I gotta reset my fucking spell slots. Goddammit.
If your name wasn't Wayfinder, it'd be mildly easier.
A little bit. I'm gonna just look through DMs because I know you're sensitive.
I can't tell if this is dying or just low.
I think it's just about. It's been that size for a bit.
Yeah, bloody hell, I don't have any of the stats for it right now.
Oh, okay, perfect. I don't need to reset my spell slots. Wonderful.
We will say that the Wayfinder's range is like 50 feet.
Okay.
So the range increments are a -2 for every one past your increment that it is. So being like 300 feet away for you would be minus. Okay, so from 50 up to 100, that's -2. 100, 150 is -2. So that's -4. 150 to 200 is -6. 200 to 250 is -8. So it would be -10.
And will I be targeting touch still or no?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, rules is written no, but it's your call.
I still feel like it's touch, but it'd be -10.
Okay. You know the drill. Shoost. I mean, it's what, a huge dragon?
It's a big dragon.
Yeah, it's
a big
huge.
boy.
It's huge, so the touch isn't gonna be too hard to hit. I can't imagine. It's gonna go.
32 touch.
It's gonna be a 15 plus 7. So no
22.
Yeah, 13 plus 7. My bad.
All right, you can roll your damage.
20. Okay. Eight. You gotta roll the next shot. 8 plus 7. That's
15.
You
15.
can track the damage on this dragon if you like.
Okay. Does 15 hit this touch though?
Yes.
Okay, so I roll a 12 more damage.
So that's 20 total.
Nice.
All right.
Jack a 20 on the D-boy.
Will do.
Well, hey, we've now learned something.
Hmm.
That these guys are working for Tiamat.
Yeah.
Something
Not-
we have suspected already.
Wait, it's Tiamat then, not the Drow.
No.
Nope.
Not the drow.
Interesting.
Very significant, but I need to survive to tell you all that, so...
I heard it too.
Oh, that's right, you can speak Draconic.
Oh yeah, you can speak Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
I can speak many languages.
That's
I think
right.
I might speak the most languages in the party.
You probably...
You certainly speak more than Caster. I have 4.
I have Common, Ignan, Elven, Dwarven, Aquan, Orange, Draconic, Orcish, and Abyssal.
Mine's just
Following-
common orc, goblin, null.
Cassandra's turn. It's
Common
Pyra's
Abyssal
turn.
Orc Necril.
Indeed, it is my turn. Let's see here. Staying close to the Archon means I get to benefit from its aura of protection from evil, is what it is?
Yes, and it's
And that's a 10-foot radius.
yeah, 10-foot radius, constant circle of protection from evil. While that's happening, the dragon can't touch you.
Right. Okay. So...
That is if the dragon would count as summoned.
It popped into this reality. I don't know what more you want.
we have reasonable suspicion to believe it is summoned, at the very least.
That's fair.
I am going to roll for my spell slot. I use it. Where is it at? What the fuck? Alright. I need to fucking make a fire. Alright, I'll use Scorching Ray. That's the best way to make a fire. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fuck. Alright, I don't have any way of tracking my 4th level spell slot usages in Spell Tracker, so I'm just gonna have to track them manually. Because I don't have any 4th level spells as far as Spell Tracker is concerned. I'm gonna empower a Scorching Ray at him.
How'd you do?
Where the fuck
Ouch.
is my...
At least a 15 hits.
We know a 15 hits, so one of them definitely hits, I know
Yeah.
that. What the fuck? Okay, so my base attack bonus is 4, my dex is 3.
The one he's calculating on was a 2.
No, it's not.
It's a 3. It's a 10 total. Does 10 hit touch?
His
Oh,
touch
okay.
is 8.
Awesome.
Haha!
Both of those hit.
I can't. I have to roll at 1 to miss him.
I forgot how many fucking dice I roll, actually. So it's
Lot.
4 per ray. 2 for the sneak attack one. He has
Wouldn't
natural
it-
armor, so that's another one.
Wouldn't it be 3 now? You've
Yeah,
taken
it's
a
3
level.
for sneak attack.
Oh yeah, it's 3d6 for sneak attack.
Just
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand me the clear ones. No, the clear ones are the way to go here. Where is the?
I don't know
where are they?
Oh, right.
Fuck! There we go. Thank you. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3,
Well, I'll take those fucking d6.
5, 6, 7. That's the scorching ray.
I was gonna make that joke
Sneak
too.
attack. That's the
Suddenly the sexual tension.
Oh yeah.
Tension.
slashing training.
1 additional d6.
Yes.
Let's release it. Oh my.
And then each one of those dice does a
Except-
minimum of 3 damage.
Except the sneak attack.
Except the sneak attack, yes.
And the slashing training.
15.
How many sneak
21,
attack dice do you have? 3?
27, 3. Okay, so it's 27, 29, 31, 34. And then for fairness, we'll call this one. So 37, 40, 44, 47, plus 8, 55.
Which is at 75.
So I'll hit him with, I'll smack him with the double scorcho, the big Bernie. I'll go back invisible, and then let me see what I'm working with as far as the 10-foot radius around this fucking hound goes.
He's going to like.
He's gonna approach the dragon. I'm
He's going to
assuming.
approach the dragon.
So if he's like here hitting him, or here, like one of these 2 squares, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So like right here is where I would want to be.
That would be within range, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
10-foot radius that you're working with, and you're not gonna say any cool shit.
No, this is the angriest you have ever seen, Pyra. You haven't seen her on fire since the siege of the Mausoleum of Heroes.
I see.
But for the brief moment she flickers into reality, she has gone full Chandra Nalar.
I see.
And like the only thing close to language that has escaped her is an angry roar when she let those 2 scorching rays loose, and then she was invisible again.
Oh,
I don't know about this.
He's so angry.
Ah, so you aren't alone,
He
elf.
has fucking blind sight. Is the reason I'm hesitant.
You don't know that.
You don't know.
Azure had it.
I mean,
But
Azure
he had a lot
Yeah,
of
he had
fucking
tremors.
shit.
This is an adult
That's
dragon,
right.
though. Adult dragons just get that.
Really?
Dragons at a certain age group get it.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy's that old yet.
I'm gonna take a gamble and I'm gonna move there.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
No, I'm not alone.
Is
I'm-
it on recording? Like, is it on recording damage?
Oh, Matt's
I
turn.
am.
You already got it.
I'm not alone, and my companions are just as powerful as I am. Again, needless bloodshed might not need to happen this day.
Pyra's eyes are just 2 swirling flames.
I'm sure you find it needless, perhaps. But bloodshed is the way of things. The only language that lesser beasts understand. You will be beaten into submission.
So that's how it's going to be.
And he casts a spell.
Okay. I'm going to roll spellcraft to ID that.
How does the dragon cast a spell on not the dragon's turn?
Because I am using a mechanic from 5e forever onwards so that I can reduce health values and still get value out of my big dudes.
Gotcha.
Called legendary actions.
Ah, those.
Yeah.
14 plus 17 to identify the spell.
What'd you say the total was?
31.
31.
31. Okay, the spell that they cast is resist energy.
Ah.
Nah, I'm gonna counterspell that.
What energy do you think he might be resisting?
Oh, I'm guessing fire.
You know how useful that'll be.
I mean, the spell resist energy will absorb the damage regardless.
Right, but then it'll be gone.
No. Like, it will take all of the damage. It doesn't necessarily just give him resistance to energy like the stat. It absorbs an amount of damage of that energy type.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
So it doesn't function as resistance, even though it is.
It's basically like
titled
an energy
resistance.
shield.
Yeah.
It's a
So it
legendary,
just
not
eats
a
a
spell
number.
spell.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but like the spell resist energy does not function as resistance to blank.
Nope.
It's just a numeric value.
Yeah. She sees what's happening and just snaps her fingers and just bright flash envelops envelops the dragon's eyes as I cast counterspell in the 3rd level slot.
Astute of you, mage. Astute indeed.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
You'll be quite empty of them once I'm over.
You know, the last dragon that I talked to had so many more interesting things to say.
The whelp.
I see.
And then it is Caster's turn.
Caster's so Caster is in the middle of fighting these guys, and then they start running away, and so do all of their allies. And there's a large, thunderous boom across the field, as your simmer scale is no longer on it, and suddenly a dragon steps there. He turns to see the massive blue wings and face, and basically it's most of it. Above the ramshackle.
Most of it.
Most of the thing.
The
that's
dragon
there.
bits.
I might have missed a feet or two.
Pretty much everything but the feet that are currently touching the ground.
The faster you kill this dragon, the faster you'll save my voice, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's fair.
I'm
As
working on
everybody
it.
begins running away and intermittently blocking his view. By the gods. And he begins charging.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Whoa! Caster's is like, damn it.
You can't do it right.
Basically just kind of...
Whoa!
Oh, I gotta get my gut.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Caster.
And he begins booking it.
So, amidst the retreating enemies, those that still have any amount of courage in them do see you running and try and stop you, so you're going to take a number of opportunity attacks.
Do you have effortless armor casted on yourself?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm booking it 90 feet a turn.
Yeet.
Alright, and your AC is... I haven't
24.
Alright, you get hit once,
Okay.
4,
Okay.
8 damage.
Don't forget your DR.
So that's 3 damage, right? Is it DR5 he has or DR2?
I think it's DR2.
DR2,
DR2,
so 6.
so 6 damage.
You get hit with a guy's halberd as you run past, and you just keep going. The only reason it hurts you is like, so the axe portion of the halberd doesn't hit you, but because it ends up ahead of you, when you run forward, it digs into your shoulder before he like yanks it backwards, and then you just keep going.
How far away is Caster?
One more round of running like this.
Like a foot measurement wise.
About
120 feet.
120?
Yes.
I feel like as you start to run, you probably hear the roar that Pyra lets out when those scorching rays are let fly.
Damn, she's got a fucking voice on her to be heard above the din of a fleeing battle.
It is at least a fleeing battle and not an active battle.
Yeah, that would be much harder.
Otherwise, she would not be audible. But I feel like you heard that over the sound of people running away.
Reasonable.
What is this?
You hear Pyra sound anything other than smud, and you're just like, oh no.
Oh god.
Be afraid. Be afraid.
Not the whole. Whenever Pyra's serious.
Oh no, the fire is angry.
Yeah. Oh, in here?
Alright. So following Caster's turn is Cora's turn.
Okay.
I just realized that would have provoked an opportunity attack from... Oh wait, the dragon can't op attack on its own spell cast that you counterspell.
You bitch! No, only I could do that. Shut up.
You heard that. That is a good wisdom.
Alright, so what Cora's gonna do is she's gonna take a 5-foot step backwards. And I'm going to cast Cloud Nail.
Okay.
And center it on the dragon's face and it's going that way.
I don't think you get to decide what direction the cloud kill goes. It moves 5 feet in every direction.
Oh.
Hang on.
That could be a problem for me.
Like it's a dense gas.
How long does it continue expanding
bowl
outwards?
For quite a while.
No.
Danger.
You just dropped a mustard gas bomb in
You
this
were about
shit.
to fucking mustard gas the battlefield. Fucking
Gas! Put on your masks!
Geneva Convention
The
this
cloud
bitch.
kill. The cloud kill moves away from you at 10 feet per round, rolling along the surface of the ground.
Away from you would be towards Pyro.
Inadvisable. But I can always move.
There's
Cloud
also-
kill could kill you.
I could always move.
No, I mean cloud kill could kill you immediately
No.
when cast.
No,
If it moves at 10 feet per round, then no. How big is it?
it's 20 feet radius.
Centered on the dragon.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
Oh.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know.
What we're gonna do. I'm gonna finagle it and point it so that center it around here so that the edge wings him.
Okay. And what does he need to do?
It's a big bowl of gas.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
How
do
many
that.
hit dice does the dragon have? Does he have 6? Does he have more than 6?
Yes, he has more than 6
I
hit
figured.
dice, Haley.
I figured. So he needs to make a fort save. And yeah, fort save
Okay.
against DC.
You need to make a caster level check.
Oh. LOL.
Hang on a moment.
He gonna hit you back with that counter spell.
No, he probably says.
Counter your counter spell.
Or
No
no, he
spell
doesn't have spell
resistance.
resistance.
Huh?
No spell resistance.
Oh.
No, never mind.
Alright.
Wait, does he have spell resistance?
No, he does, but the spell resistance doesn't apply to
Well,
it.
you missed a trigger on the Scorching Ray then.
Mother, make fuck, I did. You're totally right, I did. Where did my stats for the dragon go? I lost them.
You can.
Fort save against DC.
No.
What's DC for spells again? I always forget this.
DC for spells.
It's
Yes.
the spells level plus 10 plus your casting.
Oh.
Okay, so it's wow. This is gonna be really hard for him. DC is gonna be
What, 19?
no, it's gonna be 24. This is a 5th level wizard spell.
5th
We're
level
in-
and your caster mod is what, 7?
And yeah,
So that's 22.
yeah.
Oh.
He fails.
Ha!
Where do you get these pictures?
So he's going to take a D4 Constitution damage.
Where do you get these pictures?
That's something you don't need to worry.
3 con damage.
Who's your dealer? Set me up.
I got you. Also, I found.
You just lost.
Now I'm motivated.
Constitution.
Motivated.
Do you
Oh
like
my
my
God.
new profile picture?
Yes.
Now I'm motivated.
Also,
Put 32 more damage on the dragon.
That puts him at 107.
So here's what happens. Cora just like takes her step backwards, like raises her hand, like spreads her fingers out, and then like grabs something out of the air and pulls, and this rift opens up, centered on the point where the fog cloud would open, and it, looking through the rift, looks like the same area but much older, like primordial. And as she pulls gases that were around when like the land was forming.
Oh.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Are you okay?
That's the
That's
dragon
the
coughing.
dragon.
Oh.
He just fucking fucking shit.
Do I have your attention?
What the hell?
So he goes from standing on his hind legs and
Hell,
like
man.
casting in a vaguely humanoid way to like down on all fours like a beast.
What the hell, man? God. It's like inhaling cinnamon. Jesus.
Oh, he looks like he's having fun over there.
Offers on the table. Here to talk.
Burn in hell, mortal.
And he like backs up and stands back up on his hind legs and roars into the air.
Ah, he's still got some fights in him. They never learn.
And
Have it your way then.
all of the dudes in this area, in MMO terms, aggro.
Okay, then I need to draw out the cloud kill.
Whoops. Do you want me to move these guys?
I think a couple of these would be moving through the cloud kill.
Of course, a dragon would
Fail.
bolster confidence.
Fail.
If
That's
they
what
ha-
I'm
if
saying.
if any of them have less than 4, a living creature with 4 to 6 hit dice is slain unless it makes a fort save, and anything with 3 or fewer dies. No save.
They both die. They put them back in the humanoid section.
Morons.
You know, as they say, with great confidence
Comes great confidence.
comes great confidence.
What the fuck? What was that from again?
Game Grumps.
That was right. With great confidence comes great confidence.
It came from just the mind of Aaron Hamlet.
Great confidence comes great confidence.
I need this one.
They have
puzzle.
arrows. He moves in. And then they begin moving in as well.
You're having
They're not going to be able to touch me here shortly.
And fancy
Fly
people
away.
at them parties, they be eating herb derbs.
Gonna be eating herb derbs.
Herb derbs.
5,
You,
15, 20,
you know what herb derbs is from, right?
Horse devours.
Yes, I do.
Horse devours.
20, 25,
Man, I gotta say.
30. Holy shit, I need to
Oh,
move over some.
Hey, Leo.
Lots of dudes are moving
What?
in.
How fucking attached are you to that Hound Archon?
Oh, he'll be
5,
fine.
10, 11, 20,
Herb derbs.
How much health does he have?
He doesn't have a lot, but if he survives this turn, he'll get out.
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He'll be okay if he lives.
2,
But-
3, 4,
No, he
But
five,
people die when they are killed.
He has an out.
Thusly.
1, 2, 3,
If I die,
4,
I'm gonna be
5,
so mad.
6.
Does he have?
And he's ranged.
Does he have a move where he fucking AOE bursts?
No, he has a move where he just leaves.
Oh,
Well,
He has greater teleport.
Pikachu, use fuck off!
He has greater teleport that he can use on himself.
I'd really like to fireball just that.
Where are these guys going?
They are moving away from the cloud kill.
Oh.
So you said that pretty soon those guys won't be able to hurt you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm between fireballing that clump and that clump.
The
There are
Hound
two clump.
Well, question: are these?
And if the Hound Archon fucks off, then that's just a fireballable clump.
Are those enemies?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
enemies.
Ah, I thought they might have been just people, like in general. Ours and
They were just approaching aggressively as a fun prank, Tattoo.
I thought they were going for the dragon.
She said they aggroed and then crowded around us. He just sees mobs in WoW and is like, oh, they're friends! They just like to give hugs.
These hugs are painful.
I gotta make some rolls.
Pointy
Start with
hugs.
These 3 guys on the
Pointy
Archon.
hugs. Well, since it's not my turn anytime
That's a
soon,
hit.
I gotta
That's a
fucking
miss.
piss.
That's a miss.
I'm gonna take a big piss.
Well, let me join you. We can sword fight.
Oh
The Archon gets
This is a
hit
3-day,
by
lads.
this guy with the great sword for
If we touch piss
10
well
damage.
enough, I can pee into you.
Okay.
Oh, right.
His AC is
Ow.
Do you have it already?
If it's something different, you're welcome to refresh me. Is it greater than 21?
With are these guys evil that are hitting him?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then no, it's not. His AC is 19.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Well, I mean, he
Meets
has.
it, beats it.
That's right. That's right.
And then it'll be these two guys hitting him.
Okay.
Okay, that's a hit. The other one's a miss. Another 10 damage on the Archon.
Okay, he's not got much health left.
Tap.
HP is.
Oh yeah, I remember that time period. That was terrible.
It'll be next to these 3 ranged guys.
So he's taken 20 damage so far.
Yes. These 3 ranged guys making an attack at you. What's your AC?
My AC is only 18 at the moment.
You take 6 damage from one hitting you with a crossbow bolt, the other 2 miss in the melee.
Okay.
And then it'll be these 3 guys making an attack at the Archon.
Hang on.
Fucking rad.
I'm going to respond on which of these looks the most threatening.
Of these guys?
Who are swinging at me in melee.
None of them. They're all just soldiers.
Okay, then I'm just going to respond with my rapier.
Okay.
It's just
Wait,
like
how?
dweebs.
Finesse training.
Forgot
None
about
of them
that,
have
did
hit
you?
you. These guys hit you at range.
I know, but if they swing at me, I think I get a response.
Well, they haven't done that.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, I also forgot to roll.
Never mind that.
These 3 guys attack the Hound Archon.
Okay.
One of them hits for 8 damage.
28 wounds. He's not looking too hot.
Why?
Then it'll be those 3 ranged guys up there, these 3 attacking you.
Big head.
These 2 misses and 1 die hitting the ground.
Good thing I'm still under the effects of fly.
There it is. Shit, that's right, you are.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
You get crit with an arrow for 16 damage.
Owie.
Then the last ranged guy way over there makes an attack at you,
Bored now.
and he misses. Now these guys in melee have a varying assortment of axes, halberds, swords, shields, etc.
Okay.
One of them attacks with the twin door shields.
The 3 guys right in front of you hit you, and one of them needs to make another roll. Okay.
I'm gonna get 1 turned.
You take 9 more damage as he crits you.
Right.
You rolled minimum damage on a crit.
Really not looking too good, guys.
What's your health at now?
54 out of 79.
Hell yeah.
54 wounds out of 79 max.
Okay.
So, that is all of them.
Okay.
It is now Drollish's turn.
It's the Hound Archon's turn.
She runs.
Oh, it would be.
Oh.
No, you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, the Hound Archon just like falls to his knee, just braces himself up with his sword, and then points in a direction, and he casts Greater Teleport as a spell-like ability. He can do this at will.
All right.
How many times a day can you do that?
At will.
Or like per summon, just at will?
At will.
Holy
At will.
shit.
That's just a thing he does, man.
He just leaves. He doesn't want to be there anymore.
Ira, you're okay because you're
Invisible.
yeah. So I'm going to have the Hound Archon horde right here.
Just.
Help the summon.
Now it's Drollish's turn.
Alright, so.
Drollish charges in.
Essentially seeing the dragon just kind of burst into existence.
You see a fucking
and
aggro
be
swarm.
Fucking mustard acid and swarms of enemies kind of going into one singular direction.
That's the kind of shit I want to get in on.
That's right, scrap. Like from fucking back here. She finishes pulling out her blade out of a dragonborn and sees all this happening.
The dragon.
And starts charging forward.
Reminder that it's like 10:30 at night.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's what that looks like. When you scream,
And
that's
she
what,
was in the kitchen.
that's what that looks like on the audio file.
Yeah, excellent.
She was in the kitchen.
Just a bar of blue.
Pardon me.
That's the last time I'm ever going to be at that volume anyway. So she runs.
Yeah, the Droll, she's either really loud or really quiet.
All right.
Yeah, so I assume there's attacks of opportunity?
Yes.
You want this? Alright.
If I had
Well,
to
it
choose
doesn't
one
help
word-
if they roll 3 ones.
If I had to choose a word to describe Pyra, it would be convincing. She either convinces you with words or with an inferno.
That's hardly a conversation.
No, but it is convincing.
Alright, Alright, so
Boom!
So we're running,
Convincing
we should be
argument.
at the edge there or no,
I
or
see
not
your
quite
point.
yet?
No, that'd be the next turn.
The next turn. Okay.
I have a question.
Jeez, we're
Hang
far
on.
away.
Aggressive negotiations.
I need to look something up real quick. Continue on with movement. I need to know exactly how far away Jorlish is for something very important.
Wait. Was it fly cast on everyone? Or was it just you?
I said just me. I could have cast it on everyone. I didn't.
Well, that seems like a foolish decision. You
It was
decided.
it was something dumb that I didn't.
Hooligan!
Your hubris!
I keep dropping dice.
Then again, we didn't know that next session the siege was just gonna be like, we did it. So we needed them there holding that down.
That's
so that's
true.
fair.
That's true.
I mean, to be fair, you guys had already won by that point.
Had we? The only
You
unit
had
that we had
destroyed
got...
the siege machine.
We didn't destroy the siege machine. We got rid of the
By the
retinue.
time, by the time the
Which means we could
by
have
the time the
destroyed
fly
the siege machine,
the
which
fly
means we
spell
did.
was cast, no, the things were very much still active.
I dropped a.
We can say that because their big hulking monster man fucking teleported
Got
away
killed.
because he got shot in the head, they were like, oh shit, and they just got broken.
He got dimensional yote and then they fucked off.
So-
because holy shit.
I
He
have a
entered the
question.
fire dome.
If
Yeah,
something
it's
says
fire
plus 5 feet per 2 levels, and
That's
I,
every 2 levels of your caster level.
okay, so that would be only 8. So just 5 times 8 is 40. So I have.
If it's
on
5
my-
every 2, then it wouldn't be 5 times 8.
No, it would just
It
be
would
20.
be 5 times 4.
Just be 20. So I have 45 feet of range for the spell. How far away is Drolish exactly?
Over 100 feet.
Moot point. It's the dragon's turn, you know.
Okay.
Why?
It's important.
Okay. Okay. So
Oh my god, that was the axe.
Big cat.
You ever wanted to be thrown at someone?
Oh, would you ever want to be thrown?
You did throw pyre at someone unsuccessfully.
Did you? You did?
Yeah. Jorlish
That's right.
threw pyre at the fucking undead thing that
Yeah.
cast like one rounded.
Through the tunnel.
Yeah.
chumps. That's scary. I like that.
It's just the magic spell fling.
Well, I mean,
Fling is like one of my favorite magic cards of all time.
Oh.
Because fucking
Hora, what does it do?
Yeah.
You take 20 more damage as the dragon.
Oh, there it is.
Wait a minute. The dragon has to move. Before it can do this. There we go.
20 more damage, you said?
Yes, as the dragon bites you.
he can't touch her.
No,
Yes, he
I'm
can.
not.
The jackal's there.
The jackal is there. Can he hit me with natural attacks?
Because
Why can't he?
Protection from evil prevents all natural attacks from summoned creatures.
is he summoned?
I suppose he is.
So he tries to bite in, and like the jackal moves in front of me, and and just like bracing with his sword just against the dragon, just bounces off, and he like puts his sword down to his side and like just prepares himself.
Boy, what's the sound of me tapping off?
Here, let me get that a little bit closer.
And I'm going to just
So the dragon rolls his eyes and rolls his neck.
Okay. I'm game.
4.
We will postpone this. You'll see me in Shimmer Scale again.
No. I'm not saying we leave this battlefield and fight another day. I'm saying we leave this battlefield as equals, as people with understandings.
What agreement would you come to that would be equitable for me to betray my servancy to Tiamat, the Dragon Queen?
Lack of dying.
He's vain blue dragon. He doesn't think he's gonna die. He thinks all of this is
What
beneath
makes
him.
you think
If he-
betraying the dragon queen wouldn't get him killed?
If you work with me, I am one of the few remaining chronomancers in this world. I have access to knowledge none have seen in hundreds of years.
We have a time dragon.
You won't for long.
That is a horrible idea. That thing you just said.
That is a horrible idea.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I want to point out
What
that he's
makes you think you'll stop the Red Hand? That you'll stop Tiamat, who rise into this world?
You've seen what I can do in just this short time. Know that that accompanying me are men and women who are just as powerful. We have done many things.
The
Faced
fact that you
greater
even
evil.
asked means you think it's possible.
Faced greater evil.
I think it's possible the Red Hand can be destroyed. I do not think that is possible when they succeed and Tiamat is brought to the material plane, that there will be any hope for mortals remaining who are not draconic.
We're not planning on letting them succeed.
And we've seen far darker than that of Tiamat. There's bigger fish to fry than that.
There are none larger than my queen.
How little your understanding is.
Enlighten me then.
And he attacks the people next to you. We'll call that the end of combat.
The only
You guys are
other
still
thing,
fucking charging.
the
Oh,
only
I'm
other
sure.
thing I wanted to
Same
happen
with Drollish.
that combat was that Pyra was gonna whirl around and like summon a fireball and just like drop it on that clump like a fucking meteor, and there would be like this amazing like action shot of just like the
Oh,
fire.
you can still do that.
The fire engulfing her, and you can see just like this black silhouette through the flames with like the fiery eyes glowing from under the hood.
Do
and
it.
then
You're
like
pissed and
as
nothing's stopping you.
as the fire engulfs her, like she just vanishes and continues to leave. So I'm gonna do that really quick and just yeet a fireball onto them.
I'm sure they're dead.
Just drop that on them right there.
Before I continue,
Yes.
niceties. Cora Amrin. And you?
I would strongly prefer not to share my name.
I'm not trying to entrap you with a true name. I'm simply asking for a moniker.
I'll think on it.
Okay.
The fact that he didn't have one at the ready is actually kind of sad. That means he might have been in some kind of true name agreement with the Red Hand. Caster, we need to let Cassandra know that she needs to stop shooting this guy.
Oh, shit. This,
Do that.
when you're talking about all the friends that are like fucking super powerful, like he'll like let's say the dragon looks across the battlefield, blue lasers firing across the battlefield. This,
And she doesn't even just Corey just points to Cassandra like, just think, she doesn't even have legs right now. Can
You stop being so fucking weird.
They're just
for
they're
those
doing
who
their best,
cannot
man.
see, which is the audience, Tattoo grabbed
A fucking bin lid.
a bin lid and used it as a shield.
And they're
While
just running
Siri
in place.
just charges in place with a sword.
But just
That's actually a good bit of exercise, that.
Tiamat will spell doom. You say that Tiamat will spell doom for all mortal kind who are not draconic. The evil we have seen, the shadow from beyond. Total.
Trouble me not with your quabbles. If you propose that you have a method of defeating the Red Hand, I would like to see it.
Why would I demonstrate to my enemy?
We are not enemies, we are equals. If you have a method to stop them, and to stop bringing Tiamat into this world, then I have rather a lot of leverage with my god, don't I?
You are doing this. You are doing this then, not willingly.
Consider it a charity work for my religion. You bear the markings of Shireen. Surely you understand the clerical duties.
You could describe what was on the temple.
I do.
You guys arrive.
They made it. Fine.
They made it.
I'm sorry. I just need a moment. I just need a moment to think.
You're good.
Okay.
I would think like describing something like we saw the temple that shows something bigger than.
No, he doesn't care about that.
Big heck. What
He
he
cares
what,
about
what
how
he's
we'll
curious.
stop the Red Hand
Yeah.
from bringing Tiamat.
His main interest is what our plan is to deal with the Red Hand.
Or better yet, if you really think you can stop Tiamat, then you could grant yourself potentially the power to stop gods. And I want that.
To what end?
You say you have access to chronomancy. Waiting for the whelp to grow and teach us its innate abilities will take rather a long time. But you are grown for a mortal of your kind, and as an elf that is not inconsiderable.
Okay.
I could travel the scape, backwards and forwards in time.
I would not. I would only impart I would only impart this understanding with an agreement of a lack of change.
Change of what?
Events, the time stream. Not destiny, but events.
You have
that-
a deal.
We don't need another flashpoint.
We don't need another flashpoint. That'd be really bad.
You don't need a flashback.
Okay, so I don't know how we're gonna stop the Red Hand aside from just killing Chardalon, but
I mean,
Chardalon is not the head of the Red Hand.
Chardalon and Az are cool.
we do have that thing that we've been working on.
I mean, I'm not saying this out of character. Okay, out of character. Are you like?
I'm referring to the magic page, or the arcana page rather. And now, we've got an adamantine battering ram we can break up dust and turn into vaccine.
That's true.
We also have a sapling of one of Leona's crystal apple trees.
I don't want to show.
Presumably, Leona.
I don't want to show my entire hand real quick, but
These are just options.
I think if he's looking for
This is the more immediate one, though.
So if
the arcana phage is the best thing for the time being.
ancient,
In exchange for this information, and your word that this is not you betraying me, I will give you my true name.
Oh,
we are planning.
sense motive on that bitch.
Yeah, I'm sensing motive on that bitch. Thank you.
Good idea. I would roll one, but I'm terrible at sense motive.
I can't sense
I'm going
motive
to.
because I
I'm
can't
going to take a
hear what he's
reroll
saying.
on that 5 there.
I mean, we're there.
I mean, I can hear him, but I don't speak Draconic.
Okay. My sense motive is actually pretty good. So that's going to be
I think
21.
I should be charging this.
21?
Mhm.
No, I would have stopped having noticed that they're talking.
If
Joel
you-
would have been He's honest.
He
when
would have
she
to stop
see
her.
you,
He
Pyro
was
probably
honest.
would have
Okay.
like given
Okay,
you the
that's good to know.
Just what I can't hear by the cape.
He is honest as
Speaking.
best as you are able to tell.
like Pyro just holds up a hand and as
Since
they're
we're
conversing.
equals,
Okay,
and you
you're
have,
not invisible anymore.
since we're equals and we have this agreement now, you'll understand if I'm still somewhat vague. But there are secrets lying very clear. There are
If
secrets.
after I give you my name, I allowed you to demonstrate its strength over me, would that embolden you? Would that provide you with a sense of security? Chronomancy is undoubtedly powerful magic.
Yes.
My name is Voidwraith.
Voidwraith?
Voidwraith, champion of the blue.
Okay. Let me just write that down.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna write
VOIDRAITH.
VOIDRAITH.
Cut to 3 days later, Pyro asking, what was his name again?
Sorry, I burned
Voidwraith, champion of the blue.
that. Sorry, I burned that when I hit his goons.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, cool, we have another dragon.
We have another one, that's right.
There's a secret of that. And I'm going to use message to send this one. Like directly into the dragon's mind. There's a secret lying in a Chardalon sword.
We have a
An ancient disease something that best should be forgotten, but will
It's
wreak
like the
havoc
fucking gif of the
upon
light.
but will wreak havoc upon Azarkul's forces, and will prevent them from casting any magic. And it will most certainly kill many of them. It's called the Arcanophage. And it is our design.
Okay. He kind of sits there and chews on that for a moment.
So you intended to go rooting around the horde. A large dragon, an old dragon, a very well-known dragon.
Wouldn't be the first time.
For a weapon of mass destruction used in ages past to destroy an entire civilization.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I like you a lot, mage. I really do. You're friends, too.
And
I have one remaining stipulation.
yes,
I am not going to fight the Red Hand.
I understand.
They also have my true name.
Well, Void Wraith, let's shake on it.
Like one claw.
Could go
Puts
into a
out
human
one
form.
fingered claw.
He probably hasn't been in his human form in quite a bit.
Yeah, they don't.
I just did that to see if the name worked.
Oh, that was pretty good actually, as a way to like test how good the name works.
Would you kindly? Powerful phrase.
I really like that. Would you kindly?
Well, then I shall, as payment for this, I will share with you some of my. I will share with you some of the secrets of chronomancy. We'll be in touch.
Excellent. I would
Have my
prefer to
word.
start immediately. I am capable of traveling light and I do not need to eat.
He transforms down to a relatively inconspicuous human man.
Relatively.
I mean, he's a darker skinned, like blue-eyed, black-haired dude. He's lithe. There's not a lot of musculature or
But just like
definition
the
to him.
relatively aspect of it.
He's got heavy boots on and a robe, and that's it.
All right.
A robe with like heraldry of Tiamat on it, but that's not unheard of. People do worship the twins.
All right.
Wait, are there two Tiamats?
There is Tiamat and Baphomet, her brother.
Oh.
They're
I
twins.
knew both of the names, but I don't know what they are, like as a person.
Yes. Baphomet is the lawful good dragon that lots of paladins
Platinum Dragon, I think.
and yes, he's a platinum dragon.
Oh,
Wow.
Bahamut is good?
Baphomet is a good guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've always
is,
heard Bahamut referred to in,
Bahamut
like,
is the lawful good.
I've always heard Bahamut referred to in like the negative.
You mean
like
Baphomet?
oh, that's probably why
Yeah,
I confused
Baphomet's
it with
a demon.
Baphomet.
Bahamut is also a common enemy in like Square Enix games and is a big angry evil dragon.
But
It's
I mean,
just a
Square Enix game.
yeah. Squeenix.
Bahamut was summonable in one of them, but that's for another
If
time.
you prefer to start immediately, then follow me.
Alright.
And one more thing, Void Wraith. Chronomancy's dangerous. The stays between those who are stays between those who have been sworn in.
I'm privileged enough to know.
I need a drink, like, immediately.
Yeah, you need something to ease that throat of yours.
If you want to change his voice,
and
to
now
save
that
your
you,
voice,
now that he's in human form, it's excusable for him to talk slightly different.
Hi! My name's Void Wraith the Dragon! How are you?
It's like
Would
Aaron's.
you guys like to be my friends?
Matt, it's
Hey!
Aaron's fucking
Hey,
butthole
Cora!
sniffing adventure
Teach
voice.
me that chronomancy stuff!
It's Aaron's butthole sniffing adventure voice.
My voice?
We're going ball sniffing adventure. Come on!
you know, if I never
This is not the one that I wanted to play.
if I never, in this entire combat, like in this entire campaign, kill a dragon, I'll actually be pretty happy with that. I love dragons.
Fair.
And so you all see this happening, but
Actually, no, this is fine.
yeah, and but I do keep my voice down so that you all aren't privy to his true name.
I mean, I can't understand Draconic anyway.
I can't
Yeah.
understand Draconic either.
The only one who knows what's being said is me.
Alright, so I have to very badly use the restroom.
Sure.
And this could take a minute.
Alright.
No problem.
Definitely has
The day has
vibes
been
despite
won.
being heavily electronic.
Damn. Well, I'm not as-
Ah!
It's almost harvesting season.
almost harvesting season.
Ease your axe, caster.
Excuse
There'll
me.
be plenty more.
Ah, it looks like they've made friends with that dragon over there. Great, another dragon.
Right.
Troops, rally up!
Damn it, I wanted to fucking kill the dragon. Damn it.
So, your bloodlust, there will be more. After all, we still have a shuttle on.
Pyra just gives him like a
Okay.
sorry about the burn marks.
Right, I want parties moving out immediately. Search the battlefield. Any men that we can spare, save them if possible. Any enemies, keep the important ones. Get rid of everything else. We have to burn the bodies. They do have necromancers.
I'm glad that one of my 3 plans worked.
Cora,
One, probably the best one.
I hate to be of trouble to you.
Heals.
Would you mind?
This is gonna be the last thing I do in character before Ian gets back, which is gonna
Yeah.
quickly cast some cure lights.
The first time Pyra has asked for one.
How much healing would you be doing? Because I can just fervor her.
I'm gonna give her a cure medium wounds.
And that is, what, 2d8
Yeah.
plus the number?
Yep, 2d8 plus 10. Actually, no, it's not plus 10. It's plus. It would be plus 10 maximum, but it's right now plus 8. So you regain 19 HP.
Okay, I actually gained 21 because you rolled 2 die.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yep.
What does that come? Does that come from the codex?
That comes from being cross-blooded with the solar bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm touching something burning, which the robe is always burning, I get an extra point of health for every die rolled on a heal spell.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Pretty fucking cool, actually.
And then I'm gonna cure medium wounds. I'm gonna cure serious wounds on myself. I hope everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Acceptable.
He nearly killed me.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
that's
like
good.
not gonna be doing much for the rest of the day. The siege is broken and the dragon is on our side now.
Yep.
Pyra just walks up to
Relatively
caster.
speaking.
See? I told you we'd be adding Siegebreaker to our names. He's just like, was that feral roar you? Or was that the dragon?
I have a quick question, Pyra.
Yes.
Was that you?
Was that roar you or the dragon?
It's highly possible it was me.
There were 2 roars.
Gods, you're loud. I applaud that.
It was a heat of the moment thing.
They're louder than me.
There she
It's funny.
This is not Cora saying this. That's what the dwarf would say.
You know what's
What
even
the
funnier?
fuck was that dance? What?
Looney Tunes. I don't know.
Yeah,
You said it's the heat of moment. The album cover of that is a blue dragon.
Is it?
The album cover of that song is on is a blue dragon holding a pearl.
that is great.
Caster came up to Pyra and said, "Was that roar you?" And she goes, "It's highly possible, yes. It was a heat of the moment thing."
You never got me a drink, darling.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Fucking
And
suck.
then heat of the moment is on the song that is on the album that Asia made with a blue dragon on the cover.
That's right.
It all comes full circle.
Ew.
The blue dragon is actually the band Asia.
The blue dragon's actually
He's multiple
adds our
Void
Void
rules.
Wraith is the whole band Asia.
That'd be a good moniker for the rest of the party.
Asia?
Yeah.
Just the
Fuck it.
country?
Yeah, I think you mean continent, but yes.
Well, I mean, it's a
No,
country.
it's the country.
Okay. You're right.
The Asia country. It's one of them there foreign states. I don't care about that now.
So,
Two fucking Georgias? Hell is this?
Cora
American
would
Georgia.
walk up to the rest of the party, which I healed Pyro, by the way. That happened. And she would introduce Void Wraith by saying, "Hello, everyone.
Oh fuck.
I'd like you to meet our new associate, Ravix."
Pleased to be acquainted.
He and I are going to be working together on some things, And and while he's not going to be doing fighting with us, he did have information that was most enlightening. The Red Hand's not working for the Drow. They're working for Tiamat. Their ultimate goal is to summon her into this material plane.
Really? That is bad news.
Though.
We want to have a trophy.
Almost put that on top of the dice and made the whole thing spill. And then I would have been the big sad mad. Smad.
You would have been angry as Big Piss.
I would have been hungry as Big Piss.
How does Big Piss get
doing?
hungry?
Why are you doing it?
Because I can.
I'm hungry as Big Piss.
How goes the situation on the other side of the wall?
Cleaning up the last of their recon picket now. Nothing serious.
Adrenaline's catching up.
Thanks, Cortana.
Good job, Lieutenant.
He never gets me. Oh, my side. Wait, there it is.
Spread the word to the men about the... Save all the men that we can. Anybody that looks important from the enemy's side, take them as well. We'll need to interrogate them to get more information. Anything that's useless, just kill them. We'll need to burn all the bodies to make sure necromancy doesn't work.
I could be of some assistance with that.
Make sure all those who deserve it get their
I do
honors.
believe.
And meet me once your business out here is concluded. Meet me in the war room in about an hour.
You guys go ahead.
Will do.
I'll start making Cass's legs.
Now?
What better
late than
time?
ever.
Adrenaline is still pumping in my body. Might as well put it to good use.
Isn't adrenaline always pumping in your body?
That's
Isn't
different.
adrenaline your blood?
That's different.
Doesn't adrenaline affect critical thinking?
And like
Yes.
hand-eye coordination?
Yeah, no.
Just let me get to work.
That's fair.
Doesn't
And,
adrenaline affect critical thinking?
And
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this because I've had this. So the Hound Archon also comes up to us and takes a knee with his sword and looks up and says, "It was an honor fighting with all of you. Should you ever need me again, my name's Oros. Call upon me."
Pleasure, Oros.
And he
As soon as he disappears.
Yeah, he nods his head and vanishes.
As soon as he vanishes, Pirate like nods her head once and goes, "Good dog."
I was thinking as he introduces himself, Droll is kind of it's currently walking away. Like,
Oh
shit!
God, are you okay?
I missed my chair. Oh God.
Are you okay, Amy?
How was the recording? Is it still recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Ow.
Are you okay?
You okay? Ah, fuck. We all backed up.
Fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Well, okay, so everybody take a $5.
Oh, God.
Well, we get everything
Alright.
set back up.
Do you want some ice for your tailbone?
Oh, God.
For your coccyx?
I hit my back. More in my ass. Oh, my fucking God, that hurt.
Do you want ice?
No, I'll be fine.
Okay. Well, now that I know you're okay, it's been 0 days since an Amy was dropped on this house.
Fuck you.
Let me just...
Ham on the Minecraft soundtrack.
Mhm.
Alright, we're back.
Alright.
Hold on. Not quite. Not
Do you
quite.
want to drink, Sam? Do you want to drink,
Basically.
Matt?
I already got some water.
Okay.
Oh, my
If you
God.
want something a little more, I can offer that to you.
I prefer water personally.
Matt's a fucking...
If you'd like something a little
dumb.
more, I can offer that.
Matt's a fucking...
I'll bend your head.
Please. I will dent your head.
I will pee in your pants.
I'll piss your pants.
Piss your pants.
I'll shit your fucking pants.
Your pants can't wait for
we've
my
got
pee.
tea and like lots of juices and soda.
I'll pee your pants.
I appreciate it.
Now that I have
I'm the
recovered
one that
from falling on my
proposes
ass.
We had an emergency.
Ow. I'm in a lot of pain, so let's continue.
You want me to get you
No,
to
that's
leave?
fair.
No.
Hey, I think the sound is on the recording.
What?
the sound of your fall.
No, it
No,
definitely
this
is.
is a new.
This is a new file.
Ah, never mind then.
Yeah, she just.
I saved everything because I was scared of losing everything.
We don't want another
That's
one
fair.
of that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
The I guess then
So Pyra is going to assist with the burning of the dead so as not to be resurrected.
Cora and Ravix head back to Sunstone Keep, though I'm going to, while I'm on the way, try to see if I can find Boltjaw and Lady Kadra,
Okay.
just to see how they're doing.
Oh shit. Caster is
I have an
assisting with
out-of-character
the
question
direction
for you,
of
Matt. I'm just gonna
taking
DM it
apart
to you.
of the red hand
Okay.
machine, so that way the adamantine can be used for the vaccine.
Okay.
Go.
Man, we're doing something really dangerous, by the way, with that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we are.
That's extremely dangerous, but
With the
it's-
Arcanophage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, times are a little desperate, so I mean, fuck it. If we don't do it, we're dead anyway. So might as well die trying.
I think I'm going to expose it only to a very small amount of people, but
The Arcanophage thing?
yeah.
Nuke the continent.
Yeah.
Just nuke the continent.
Like,
Make it for more.
fuck
It's the
everyone.
only way.
Fuck everyone.
if we find a gathering where they're planning on doing this, I'm like
Good job.
That one wasn't my
gas
fault.
the tunnels, you know, that sort of thing.
All right.
So yeah, they casters trying to get the red hand inside. You're burning bodies. You're
Working on legs.
You got about 100 people with you, and they start moving the broken pieces of the red hand inside.
Nice.
Well, I guess it's not even broken. So yeah, you have.
We
the
just
whole...
took an intact siege engine.
Yes.
Cool.
So I imagine once that's done, we probably would need to convene with Boltjaw, Lady Kadra, and tell them what's going on.
yeah. That's why I was trying to find them.
Okay.
So
Well, she said in an hour, so we've still got some time.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you've got anything else you want to do, they'll show up, and you guys can convene on what your next.
I was going to introduce them. Like,
Cass is upon the ramparts, congratulating everyone that served, and to get some well-deserved rest.
You know, Cass, I'd like to make a point.
Aye?
There's something that you lot are really good at, and I don't know why.
Oh, what's that?
I've run a business of sorts for decades.
Aye?
No one I have ever met is better at making friends.
Well, that's just a nice snack for us then. Nice boon. It's ironic, and that I never had many friends growing up, so.
Cut to the image of Pyra that just says convincing.
But what I don't understand is why. Why you're good at making friends and why you make as many as you do.
You know, that is something that I think about a lot as well. I mean, hell, I made friends with the captain downstairs and he threatened to kill all of us, even with him completely battered and bruised, bloodied.
So why do you trust people like him? Why do you trust me? Why do people trust me at all? I'm a male hooker who runs a bar.
Maybe your unorthodox nature is what's so appealing.
Maybe.
If anything, our knack for making friends has only ever benefited us.
Friends are powerful things, Cass.
Indeed. I'm glad you're one of them.
The power of friendship.
Power, like spells, point both ways.
I thought that was a phone.
Good luck, Cass.
I still need to get down the stairs.
Yeah, I was like, is he just leaving her there? It's kind of rude.
He wheels you down the stairs.
He has this whole big talk about how important friends are. He just fucking dumps her over the ramparts.
Sink or swim, darling.
he levitates, like casts levitate, and then you go down the stairs.
Okay. As soon as she gets down, she immediately goes back to the table with the worm and starts helping with stuff.
Yeet Cass is back in town.
She does wheelies and shit.
Just fucking.
She's too tired to do wheelies.
Yeah.
Casper sets a small group of people who know anything about the craftsmanship of weapons and armor to collect that from the fallen foes.
Okay. Weapons and armor are collected from the fallen foes over the next little while. Bodies are being burned. You guys eventually meet up with Kadra and Boltjaw, who are directing people to do similar things, though less with the burning of bodies and mostly just leaving them to rot.
And they're okay.
Pirate.
Alright, so they're okay. That's good.
Pirate is. I was always told to do what you love and love what you do. So it's come to this.
Yeah. Cora, when
Professional
meeting with
incinerator.
Kadra and Boltjaw,
One of Casper's higher.
good to see that you survived the battle.
Like we were gonna go anywhere.
Expected nothing less. I should make introductions. This is Radix. He's going to be working with me.
Where did you find him?
It's just. What do you mean humor?
Chance encounters, shall we say.
Probably.
Just message Boltjaw and just say, I'll explain more later.
Probably the same way we had a chance encounter with Galandrias.
Well,
Wow, we've got to be some of the only people in this part of the world that personally know 3 dragons.
Man,
Probably in this world.
you really just want to spill that.
I mean,
That's out of
that
character.
was
that was,
out of
yeah, that was just tattoo.
That's just me. I'm just like, wow.
That's all in character. You're like, man. In the court of scaly kind now.
Oh.
Please do not associate us with that fan base.
No, that's what dragons are called.
I'm aware.
Yeah, they're the scale kind, or the scale kin, or something.
Something. Anyway, Cass is gonna want to talk to Grix.
Ah! What's going on?
Actually, I
Fucking
wanted to
just
fuck
like-
with him too.
Bro, just like the bro, just. What's up, my guy? This is
No.
fucking mean,
It's
dude.
like.
Pyra walks in the middle of this, and it's just like.
Yeah!
Gets like a fucking
And
beer
then-
can.
When you both like headbutt.
You look over, and Pyra is giving both of you this look.
Yeah!
What? We're bros. What's wrong with that? Anyway, I heard you got a sapling.
Yes.
I want to study it.
Okay. He pulls it out of his bag. You have fun with that. That thing eats people, so fuck that.
Super wasn't looking forward to holding on to this.
Well, perfect. I'm going to need a pot and some soil.
Yes, ma'am.
There's plenty of fertilizer around.
Aye. Cut up some dead bodies if you want.
I'll have one of the underlings get on that one. I'm too important to do work like that.
Out of character,
I would
are
greatly
we-
prefer not to interact
Out
with
of character, are we really sure we want to feed it bodies?
I mean, it worked
That
last
was
time.
that was
didn't it?
Cass just making a joke.
Okay.
Well, I mean, dead. If
I mean, dead
Fertilizer.
bodies
I mean-
do work as fertilizer, but we only saw. But I've got a theory that
it only grows when it's fed people.
that it only grows green apples when it's fed people.
That is.
So
not
how
bad.
do we grow the red ones or the white ones?
I mean, Cass just found the red
That's
ones.
what you need to find out.
Yeah, that's
Well, no,
why
it had a red one on it. When we went in there, it had a red, a white, and a green on it.
Yes, that red one probably grew before being fed people.
Right, so we need to figure out what makes it grow red and white.
Yeah,
what
that's
makes
just,
it just actually does.
That's what Cass is
Yeah.
going to study.
yeah, that's just my
So you get on
that's just my theory. But anyway.
So yeah, Cass like gets a big ass nice potted plant so it has enough room to grow. Sticks it in and then like, take this to my chambers. Actually, I'm gonna accompany you just to make sure this is a very important piece of.
Yeah,
study
man. All right.
material.
Grix,
Yeah.
I've got something I need to talk to you about too. It's
Okay.
rather pressing.
Okay.
I need someone in the guild to keep eyes on somebody.
Can do.
He's a man named Ravix.
Okay, I've never heard of this man. That's unusual. Tell me about him.
He's a new face.
Ah.
Darker skin, black hair, blue eyes. I want to make sure if he's up to anything suspicious, we're the first ones to know about it.
Good call.
Sure. Can
So,
do.
The stealthiest eyes you can muster up, make sure.
I'll
to
do
keep
it
an eye on.
personally.
Thank you.
Okay.
And after that, I imagine we probably all convene in the war room.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to be doing anything in particular, Siri.
Drolish is still working on the legs.
I'm gonna. I'll have like. I'll introduce Ravix to like a empty like an unoccupied room, and I'll say that I'll be bringing by materials shortly. I need to do a few things. I know you want to start immediately, and I do respect that wish.
I have time.
Okay.
Just somewhere in the castle, that's heard.
Actually, I hate you all.
He turns to the dragon
He turns
inside
back
and destroys the
yeah,
keep.
just
Fuck
bursts
you
up
guys!
through the fucking building.
I take it back. I don't like you.
Also, my real name wasn't Voidwraith. It was Voidvoith.
It was Royvath.
My name
Right.
was Void Voice, champion of the blue.
Oh
now we know
shit!
what-
I've just given it
Yeah,
away.
well now we know what it is anyways, and he's like, damn.
Damn.
I really should have thought that out.
Alright, but then I'm going to go to my.
These scoundrels would rob us of good men.
Then I'm going to go to my personal room, and I'm just going to go. Tell Graceland that hey, we won. Also, I'm going to fetch a pillow from there. I need one. I needed. It's a silk pillow, and I need one that's 100 gold pieces worth. But I know Cora. She's got expensive tastes. I would have bought this pillow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right, the ex-noble.
Ex-noble.
Grayson knows that you've won.
She has, Cora has a smile on her face for the first time since she's came back, and just says, "I'll be back in a bit."
Okay, darling.
All right. But then reconvenes with the rest of you.
So we've gathered in the war room.
So, and Cora produces the pillow, and I'm going to cast a spell on all of you. That battle was probably taxing for all of us, but we're going to need to hit the ground running. We're going to need to go quite quickly in on this, so we don't have time to recuperate.
I agree with you. It is why me and my husband will be moving with a troop of our own.
Okay. And everyone in this room gets hit with the spell Knapsack. And what this means is that tonight, all of you, Cora says, tonight you should all find that your rest is far more restful than you're used to. And what Knapsack does is it means that you gain the effect of 4 nights of resting in one.
Motherfucker.
Damn.
That'd be impressive, and it's pretty comfy.
But
Out of character, everyone gathers in the
That's enough rest for one caster.
war
Yeah.
room. Drolish is there too with a tiny anvil. Just
Drolish is just
Drolish becomes the gif of Andre smithing, but yeah.
Drolish is just like, sleep? What? What's that?
sleep. I don't need that. I don't need that anymore.
Drolish doesn't even fucking sleep.
oh yeah, that's right.
Sneak up.
We
Yeah.
suck. I don't even fucking blink.
No. Well, I mean, she doesn't
I'm
sleep
the
anymore.
CEO of
That's
no
it.
one
Oh yeah,
with
that's
a
right.
Inc.
Now, unless anyone has any need for me, I have a few more things I need to attend to.
You're dismissed.
I have no more need of you presently, Cora.
I was hoping we could discuss next steps at the very least.
We've just broken a siege.
We need war leaders eliminated immediately. We will not take this standing down. We lost decent men and women today, and the lives of the entire barony are threatened. There is no more camaraderie. This is a threat, and we will treat it like one. This was a small force of one of their generals. Imagine if they had levied all of their men at us. We would have fallen easily.
I don't like that kind of attitude. We need to keep morale up. I'm gonna go talk to the men, make sure they're in high spirits. Make them know that what they did was a great service.
You are
and a good
welcome to lie to
accomplishment.
them all you like. I have no intention of rabble-rousing with lower kinds at the moment.
Noticeable, like, eyebrow raise, like...
What they did was impressive.
It was impressive and it was commendable, but when they are outnumbered 10 to 1, we will fail. Which is why the only advantage that we have now is time, and that at least 2 of their leaders are presently, if maybe temporarily, out of commission.
We need to use everything we can to keep morale high. And
Exactly.
And she wheels her way out.
But you don't need me for that.
I feel like the leader of the barony would do well.
My men and his troops do not ever waver in their convictions. The levies here are yours. I have given you knighthood, so use it responsibly.
Aye. Will do.
So what is your next target? Because we will take the other one.
Well...
Biocut.
That's just
Well... Good catch.
Impressive.
He was
out of
almost-
character. Who actually is left? I know Bile.
Biogun,
Biogut,
Shardalon,
Shardalon, Azar.
and then Azar
There,
Ghul
there were
himself.
also several targets to the north of the wall, the barricade that was being built between this barony and the next in the Human Kingdoms, where they were coming up out of the scar.
Right, does.
Oh, I didn't remember those at all.
Yes.
It will almost certainly be. It will almost certainly be
bruised my
Biogut.
chest when I fell earlier, and I can feel it.
Though, priorities being what they are, a Shardalon's horde seems a very. It seems to be a good next objective. Securing our trump card quickly could mean the difference.
That
still
is an
need-
intelligent move.
We still need to create the vaccine, though. We can break down the battering ram they were going to use on the gates and use that to put towards it. But if somebody has a mishap while we have the Arcanophage with us, and not everyone has been taken care of, it could be disastrous.
Do you not have a bag of holding?
This is true.
The disease will in all likelihood be inert within it, so far as we are aware.
Has anyone seen Jackal?
Honestly, no.
Not since the siege began.
Paige,
Yes!
Page.
if you can locate Jackal.
Yes, madame! I shall find her post-haste!
Is
Well
this
done,
Taste's
Paige.
son?
Well done, Paige. No, my name is Paige. Right, sorry.
That's right, there's the Page brothers.
There's Paige, and Paige.
All
What were the
spelled
spellings again?
slightly differently.
Yes.
P-A-I, P-A-E, P-A-Y, and
They're
P-A.
like the Carmine brothers.
That was PA. He's the simplest one. P-A-G-E.
Their efficacy is commendable.
A good man. Enthusiastic. Maybe not the brightest, but good man.
In any case, we
What
also
was Jackal instructed to do during the siege?
Jackal was said to do nothing. She said that she had work to do.
Yeah, she said she had stuff she needed to be on top of.
Like she was copying down spells from Tace's expanded spell book, which I need right now too.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Fuck. Were any rerolls used?
2. 1.
Put
One.
one back.
Because-
Encyclopedia Britannica.
That good, huh?
She appreciated that one. That has been retconned and on the spine of all of those is Encyclopedia Britannica.
Absolutely.
One of them is still about bird watching, though.
One of them is still about bird watching.
Of course.
I still think that's super fucking clever. Taste the Swan spell book is disguised as a book about bird watching. Clever.
He created his own spells from watching the way birds fly.
That's neat. Jackal is nowhere to be found in the keep.
Lecture me about disappearing and she just... Okay. Fine.
Madame.
Hmm?
Actually, everybody. Excuse me, my lords. The drow lady, the individual you sent me to go and retrieve, she has... she's not anywhere that I can find. She's not in her quarters, nor is she anywhere else in the keep. And as far as I know, she never left the keep during the siege. However, her room is in some state of disarray.
That crafty
I'm
bitch probably teleported.
I'm going to immediately go to her room. You guys can continue discussing unless you want
I'm
to
going
follow me.
with you.
Okay. I need that
Right.
fucking teleport.
So,
Okay.
you go to her room, but that can wait. You're in the middle of crafting legs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Leg.
Those legs are going to be like 7,000 gold pieces to make, which means you will need a week of working on them to make them.
Okay.
Cass is in this wheelchair until then.
Okay.
Right.
Also, it is noticeably less complex than what you drew. I just want to point out.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
But, anyways, yeah.
Right. We'll have to get a count of the men, but if everything still stands that we can afford it, I say we move forward with the initial plan that we had.
So you will be searching for the Arcanophage. Now is not the time for moral convictions.
It's not a matter of the moral conviction. The generals, the Chardalon in particular, could also become troublesome very quickly.
Do
Not a
you
sure
know
amount.
something that worries me, Castor?
What, my lady?
A Chardalon is a very old dragon. He has bordered on the human and drow kingdoms and bothered them both just as much for just as long. He pops up in the history books about 1,200 years ago, which means he's at least that old. Now, here's what I want to know. Why does a dragon like that follow and not lead? So sure, it is a wise man's perfectly reasonable assumption to presume the dragon is dangerous. It is a wiser man to fear the one he leads, or rather, the one he follows. We can't beat a dragon like that into submission. What but for the might of the entire barony brought down upon him?
Is there any word on the location of the leader? I can't remember.
Those are cool.
Azar.
Wormlord Azar-Cool.
The Wormling.
The Wormling.
We have no present track on his movement. We presume he moves with the bulk of the force, which has currently been split into two groups of roughly 7,000 and 5,000 men each, with the larger of the two forces coming down south towards our barony in search of the adamantite in the mines, which is currently being mined for the vaccine for the Arcanophage and also to be sabotaged for their re-entry.
And Pyra's double is still there, and that's why we really needed that teleport.
Indeed.
And I needed that teleport.
Seems our best move in this case would be to secure the Arcanophage as soon as possible.
Yes. Yes, it would. What would you have me and my husband do? I will defer to your tactical movements. We have targets like Bilegut and Chardalon, who I am not without a considerable amount of preparation going to approach. I am bold, but not suicidal. As Arkul, who is surrounded by all his forces, I somehow feel like I would stand better chances against.
Understandable.
Or the troops to the north who threaten to push in on our barricade. If they are given enough time to continue securing the land, it would at least make the initial push into our land that much harder.
This wasn't a true attack. This was a test of our descent, of our defenses, of our will, and of our morale.
Do you think so? This was rather a large number of men, and rather a large chunk of a very important metal to waste on a test.
They have the resources and they know it.
There's only one general.
If they were really trying to take keep, they would have committed more forces. They would have decimated us entirely.
But we are not their main target. We are a small group of people, comparatively very small, who they have already largely ransacked. We are all confined to Sunstone Keep. Cliff Edge is in shambles, as it has not been adequately repaired. And both Galewind and Allhome are razed. Not to the ground, but looted and broken and battered.
All the easier to steamroll is to move their forces into a better position. But they didn't.
But they didn't. They have other targets to deal with. Other people from the north, defending their own lands. A multi-fronted attack is not very wise. I mean, 15,000 men is a lot, and concentrated could easily begin taking this country, especially once morale is broken, and once any number of men from our own lands join up with the Red Hand. So what was the point in coming here? I suppose we'll have to think on that one.
Indeed. For now we need to take care of the threats at hand.
So what would you have me do, Caster?
Chardalon is out of the picture. He's far too dangerous of a threat to commit what small forces we have to it. He would, let's be fair, he would slaughter you all.
He would slaughter any of us easily.
Cool wouldn't be too much better. Certainly easier to deal with individually, but there's also the bulk of his forces around him, supposedly. That would be particularly bothersome, and we don't have the kind of forces we can commit to a task like that and defend the keep as well.
No, but as far as our last intel shows, Bilegut was relatively undefended and in a rear position. Me, my husband, and a dozen of our men.
Have there been any word from those who have contacted Galarian?
No. We sent them a day ago. It could be another day or two before they return. Galandrius?
That's right.
It's okay, I knew what you meant.
I don't know why I've got his name stuck as Galarian.
Because that's the name of the default Pathfinder setting.
Mm-hmm.
Balgut would be an easy target if nothing else. But defending our front from another charge like that by securing the barricade at least that much further would be a good long-term position. So Boltjaw, what are your thoughts?
I think we are in dire straits. That much is certain. We already knew we were outnumbered. On a 1-to-1 fight, we only won because we had the home field advantage. Better to bolster that home field advantage then, I would suppose. We're already in the middle of trapping the thing they came here for. We'll hope that if they should breach through the wall into the barony, that they'll visit the mines first. And we should hope that enough of them are trapped down there. But even then, that would not stop them. We need to break them. We need their leaders removed from the picture, and we need people who are aspirants to also be removed. But I think Azarkul is a figurehead. I think he represents a lot of supposedly what they're here for. He is, strictly speaking, a mortal man, but half-dragon who serves the goddess of dragons. He's picturesque, almost.
Taking him down, period, would drop them all a notch or two.
Yes. Were it up to me, though this may be my orc blood speaking, I would charge into his home and I would kill him myself. But I'd be outnumbered 1 to 7,000, so my odds are non-zero, but low.
I certainly believe you could fell him. Coming back, I'm not so sure. I believe you could pierce his heart.
What a time that would be. And then Kadra smacks him with the hilt of her sword.
Cass wheels her way back inside. There aren't any stairs out. Not wheelchair accessible.
Hey,
This castle is not
No,
handy capable.
no.
It's fine.
Drolish makes sure that she's in direct sunlight as she continues to work.
Bilegut is more of an amalgamation set to be a leader. As far as I understand of his existence, he's more of a raised dead who's particularly powerful.
He is, or was, a knight of some rapport at one point, though his name has been lost. He leads an elite force of the risen dead. What is he laughing at?
The wheelchair accessible thing.
Sorry.
It's okay. He's allowed to laugh. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's not fucking...
No, I was laughing about fucking Serena. Drolish moving into the sunlight and continuing to work on the fucking legs. Just because I picture Drolish getting, like, progressively more and more disgruntled. And, like, finally standing up, just lifting the fucking anvil and moving next to a window and, like... just continue.
She's like a fucking windowsill bamboo plant that like a housewife treats. Like,
Hey, listen, what I was imagining is just... I'm sorry, just...
no, you're
she's-
fine.
Yeah, she's just inside, like, the corner with the forge and tirelessly works and just kind of...
I do apologize, by the way, Drolish. We don't get... That's not been a whole lot of content for you in a little bit.
You're
in a
all
hot
good.
minute.
No, you're all good. It's all good. And so she's in there in the dark, just working on it, sweating,
Just getting more and more disgruntled.
drops her hammer,
Disgruntled.
walks to like a window. It like
Photosynthesis.
yeah, it's like locked, and she's like, okay.
Photosynthesis.
The ultimate word that I could picture is disgruntled. That was the first one that came to mind. So,
Photosynthesis.
Synthesize this.
Synthesize this.
continue.
Cass is looking at the map and she notices that, okay, so they have to go through a pass, right, to get inside here.
Yes.
And it is a canyon.
Yes. Kind of.
Kind of.
It's a choke point
It's a choke point.
between two parts of the mountain range.
Okay.
It's maybe a 10-mile wide gap that they are building a reinforcement over.
And it's a 10-mile wide gap building reinforcement across the whole thing. That's a lot. Holy shit. Ah, shit. There's not...
It doesn't
quite-
need to be complete. It just needs to be enough that they have walls to stand on to shoot them down from.
I have a recommendation.
Sure.
on the pass here. If there would be any way to perhaps make a rock slide to narrow the pass, they have to funnel through one way or go across the entire continent to get to us.
You know, that's not a bad idea. But we don't have that much blasting powder. I would take thousands of pounds of stuff.
Well, pulls out apples. I could just make some.
Right.
That is an excellent solution, though I have no idea how apples are going to solve it.
These 2 apples make Philosopher's Stones.
I find that highly doubtable, but you have done many things that I did not believe possible already, so proceed.
How do you think we got Jackal with a mortal form?
I was unaware that Jackal was dead beforehand.
You know the skull that we
Oh,
had?
right, by the way,
gold-plated
Jackal was
skull.
our funny little skull.
That was Jackal. Yes.
Lady Kate.
The less I know about what it is that you do, the easier it is for me to not incriminate you when I take you to the land's meet, so please just tell me less and be effective more.
By all means.
Good plan.
I'm going to get to work on that immediately. Work on another Philosopher's Stone. Get us a bunch of blasting powder.
Actually, the Philosopher's Stone thing's not illegal, though. But I am going... Would you let me tell the king that?
About the Philosopher's Stone?
About the fact that I know someone who can make one.
May I be present for that exchange?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to have to set
Can you bring one with you?
Can I bring a Philosopher's Stone with me? I assume as proof that I can use it.
Yes.
I can try my best, but we are going to need at least one for the amount of blasting powder that is necessary for this operation.
That is adequate. So you can use the stone to bring people back from the dead, right?
Once, and then the stone crumbles to dust.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm sure our lonesome king would be happy to have his queen back.
That certainly would bring morale back across the whole kingdom.
It would also be a good
That's
leverage point.
exactly. I don't care about the rest of the kingdom presently. I care about officiating my nobility. My family is incompetent, lacks any decency, has very little care for the relations that matter to a mankind trying to propel itself into the future. Racism is outdated and inefficient.
Of course, my lady.
I'm glad to see at least one noble is catching up with the times.
It's not a matter of being a decent person, though I would prefer to think that that is what I am doing. It is a matter of securing a future for humanity. We are not going to do it alone. There are unique properties of every kind that are useful when used in conjunction. The Drow have also realized this truth, though they exercise it through slavery rather than citizenship.
Not in the room where I would comment on that.
And the Drow are ultimately a far more dangerous and ruthless enemy than the Red Hand at present. I expect fully in my lifetime that we shall leverage once again a war against the Drow with all of the peoples at our back.
I'm counting on it. I've made a promise.
I'm sure the elves will be happy to hear that, but at the moment, we need to make sure we aren't destroyed by a roaming band of angry mercenaries who follow screaming lizards.
Screaming lizards.
You know, I agree with that sentiment. Allow me to get to work, if you'll excuse me.
My husband and I are going to deploy ourselves to go and try and destroy Bilegut ourselves.
Agreed.
Best
If
of
you
luck.
have a explosive solution to closing off the pass, that would save us a lot of trouble indeed, and we can concentrate the remainder of our forces to the south.
As close as you can get to getting it closed off entirely, the better.
Indeed.
Out of character, are we really sure we want to trust them to go do that?
Go to what? Kill Bilegut?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? They're capable.
They're very capable people.
Next
Is
to
it
us,
re-
they're the most capable.
Because it would be
They're-
really inconvenient if one of them died.
Listen, they're not like Merchant John Johnson, like
If
some random NPC.
we do have Jack. Never mind.
Like,
We do have
They do have Boltjaw's men.
Yeah.
We've got Lady Cadra, Boltjaw, and a detachment of his men going with them. And last we heard, Bilegut was the least well defended of all of the generals.
They'll be
That could
okay.
be an ambush, but that's besides the point.
All the ones that are there would be just strong undead.
I
And it's
suggest
definitely-
them sending some of the clerics of Lyanna.
It's definitely a better option than sending them after Azarkul or Charlon.
Indeed. Azarkul could wipe them out with the sheer number of his forces, and a Chardalon is just a mega fucking dragon.
yeah, I mean,
Mega Dragon.
I guess there's really not much
Turbo
else
dragon.
we could send them to do.
And they're definitely being sent to do something per their request. So
I
this
mean,
is
they
the
don't
best.
have to. You can tell them to do something else. It's not like a game where there's only 4 options.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, I mean, we could
It
act
seems
on
it-
the thing that we could act on the thing that Boltjaw said, bolster our surroundings.
We can
Boltjaw
get
was
the, we can get the
specifically
populace
referring
on
to
do
the
that. We have
past of the north.
2 towns worth of people to help assist with that.
That's true.
It seems inefficient to have them sit around and do nothing when they're willing and capable of going and doing something.
And
And
besides,
if Bilegut can be taken care of, that would be a huge boon to our case in this war.
once Cass gets her legs, she's going to be out there assisting them, building rapport, raising morale. That's what we need. Morale in this situation
What is
is
it?
what wins battles like this.
You good there?
What is it?
Opposed to attacking Bilegut, they could also take care of the people that are moving towards said barricade. That would become a moot point if Cass becomes successful, though.
Which she has all intentions of doing. How long was it to make the Philosopher's Stone first? 1 week?
Yes.
Makes 1 week for the legs.
Which is how long it's going to
How
take.
many apples do we have left?
Actually,
Enough to make-
considering you don't need to sleep for 4 days, and you could leverage the entirety of the day to work on the thing, it would really only take you a few days.
Perfect.
The same go. Well, actually, no. The same doesn't go for.
No, the same would go for Drolish as well.
Because she doesn't have to
Yeah, but it's
stop.
not a result of the spell. It's just the result of not needing to fucking sleep anymore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it would the result would be the same.
The result is the same. It only takes you a few days to finish the legs. It only takes you a few days to finish the stone. It
Mm.
works out nice, and
We have 1 red, 2 green, and 1 white.
we still don't know what the white does as of now.
Yes. So she's going to get the Philosopher's Stone done first, then study the white apple,
Fair enough.
while keeping a close look at the tree.
All right.
Philosopher's Stone, blow the canyon, study the white.
Yeah.
Well, that'll happen in a moment. So you arrive in Jackal's room.
Yeah, Pyro's there too.
Jackal's room is partially burned. Books are thrown all over the place. There's a book on bird watching overturned on the floor. There's a spell circle drawn, which seems to match what would normally be scorched into the earth when teleport is cast. But there's no Jackal.
Motherfucker.
I'm going.
Where did she go?
Benefit of the doubt first. Find out what happened. Maybe someone came to her.
It's pretty clear what happened.
Maybe we don't know. And I'm going to roll investigation. Isn't this a skill? I guess it would just be perception.
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 Handle
Deception.
Handle animal.
Roll handle animal for me with fire in the room.
Excuse me, that's actually pretty accurate.
All persuasion checks against Pyra from now on require a handle animal roll.
I mean, Pyra has ostensibly been described as an animal by the number of people she's been in bed with.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, I'm going to roll perception to see if I can't find anything like if she did leave a note to see where it was going, or because it looks like something terrible happened in this room, like more clear signs of struggle.
Okay.
Because it's either she left or someone came, got her, and teleported away.
I would like to gather the multiple tomes of Tace's spellbook.
Yes,
16.
the Encyclopedia
The
Britannica.
Tacesica, yes. And the birdwatching book, of course.
16 perception roll. Unless you would like, unless you think I should reroll that, guys.
That's fine.
16?
Yeah. We've got all 5.
I would re-roll it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can afford to do. I can do much better at this. Yeah, that's much better. 23.
Okay. So, you remember that there was a brief moment where there was a time that Jackal had some respite and she wanted some memento of home, so she cast a spell, which then she made permanent, which produced a masterwork weapon. It was a small dagger from, like, of old drow make, like ancient heirloom type drow make, which she had left in her room. It didn't really serve any particular function, it was just to have. I mean, when you're a bored wizard who lives a long time and has good spells...
You can magic up a weapon every now and then.
Right, you can just afford to do that. This dagger, which has a gold handle and an amethyst in the pommel, and on the top of the handle where the guard is, there's this like silvered, like titanium guard, and then the blade itself goes down to about that length.
Okay.
Fucking Bowie knife.
She normally keeps it just sitting at the front of her desk, just as a memento of home. It has been flung across the room, and you find it, yeah, it's about that size exactly. You find it stuck between 2 books, like almost all the way down to the hilt, in the bookshelf, in between the books. And when you pull it out, it is that far deep covered in blood.
Pyro, she was attacked.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Who teleported in here then?
Well,
Can creaky wheels come down the hallway?
Yeah, you can be here.
Okay. Oh.
Well, I as a person know what happened now, but as a character I will remain oblivious to this.
I mean, do you know what happened?
oh god,
I
I know
feel like
exactly what happened.
The siege was probably a distraction so that they could get a hold of Jackal.
Shit!
Oh no.
Nice.
Jackal's missing. She's been attacked and taken.
We told Jackal to stay behind, didn't we?
No, she wanted to go on her own.
That's right.
I assume that knife that's covered in blood is hers, right?
Yes. Which... Oh, please tell me I've got blood biography prepared. Damn it!
Scry.
Yeah, no, scry was the other thing.
Oh,
Yeah, you can scry. It is her item.
Yeah, that was my plan. Okay.
Alternatively, presuming that the blood on the knife is whoever attacked her, you can figure out who it was that took her. Blood is most definitely a belonging.
Yeah.
The blood belongs to Paige.
Assuming she didn't stick the knife in herself,
Which page?
or the knife was stuck in her by whomsoever.
Page on the pages.
Doesn't blood biography only work on dead people anyway?
It does, but if we would find out...
So
if
you
it
can
was-
scry and see where Jackal is, or you can scry and see whoever the fuck attacked her.
Is dead.
Potentially.
You can still scry the blood, I guess.
Yeah, you can still scry the blood.
Oh yeah, but blood biography specifically would only work.
We're
if
not
the
using
person
blood
was dead.
biography.
We're using
We are
scry
using scry.
on the blood.
I'm saying, but she.
We understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
We're not blood biographying anything.
I'm aware.
Then what are you saying?
She was checking if she had blood biography prepared and was upset when she didn't. That wouldn't tell us anything except whether or not the thing she stabbed was dead.
Yeah,
Or if it was her that was stabbed.
Yeah.
so...
And in that case, if she was dead.
Which one do you think would be more beneficial, scrying
Again.
her or whoever else?
If we find her, we'll probably... unless... With any luck, we might find who's attacking her. And with greater luck, or more time, I can talk with her.
Or, alternatively, if you're able to talk with her anyways, you scry whoever attacked her, talk to her, and find out where she is. That way we know both pieces of information. Who attacked her and where she is.
Do me a favor, pick up the spell books.
Oh, I already gathered those. They're in the neat little pile on like the foot of her bed
Good,
pretty much.
give them here.
Fucking, there's 8 books here. Which one do you need?
Just, you take one and I'll take one. And, I'm looking for the spell teleport.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be in there. You'll find it.
Now, for the marks for teleport, can you tell if it was teleported out, like someone teleporting out or someone teleporting in? Is that possible?
I would assume a spellcraft roll would
Yes,
be able to
that
tell
would
it.
that would be able to tell.
Okay, I'm gonna make a spellcraft roll.
What's your spellcraft?
Very good. It's 8 plus 19. 27.
These are
Then I-
glyphs of
28.
exit, which is to say that this is an entry point that somebody teleported from this room to somewhere else.
Which means whoever
They're already here.
took her was already here somehow. Either they invaded the keep during the siege and didn't get noticed, or it was someone on
Okay.
the inside.
Out of character, I have a suspicion.
Alright.
What's your suspicion?
I highly doubt it. It's probably a dumb thought. Doppelganger.
No, she was already.
Exactly.
She's at the mine.
Yeah.
She's at the mine.
Well,
We
last
could
time
talk to
checked.
Grix and see if any members of the Thieves Guild have spotted like anyone entering the keep.
Paige! Paige!
Yes,
I need you to get me Grix again.
can do, madame.
Alright. So we know that this is an exit point, so that leaves something quite sinister. There was either
murder most foul.
We definitely need to figure out who took her now.
which means we could have had a spy in our midst this whole time.
Right. Oh, God, if only I had more hours in the day.
You're a
You literally
chronomancer.
have like 100-something hours right now. You have 96 hours of not sleeping. That's all the hours of the day.
That's true.
You're a
And you're a drow.
chronomancer.
You normally only have.
No,
like,
I mean I have many things that I want. I had many things that I wanted to happen already, all to happen
I
within
know.
this
I'm
period
just
of
being.
the night.
I'm just being.
All to happen within the next 6 hours, and Scry being an hour long complicates that. But
Is there anyone else in Sunstone Keep capable of scrying?
No.
I don't
Not
think so.
Taste.
Jackal.
Taste.
Taste.
Taste and Jackal.
Taste doesn't want a magic.
Taste doesn't want to magic.
Taste doesn't want to battle magic.
no, Taste doesn't want to cast any magic.
Oh.
He only did it to save your life.
I see.
But so there's nothing else that I can glean from this. Fine. And she takes the knife and takes the bowl out of her bag, create water and like chalk on a table, and just like makes the runes around it, and then drops the blood into the water and begins casting scry. While I'm doing this,
What do you cast scry on?
The
the
blood.
blood. Okay. So,
Blood scrying.
Cass is going to begin working on the second Philosopher's Stone in the meantime. Well, I assume.
Pyra is a remaining present for the scry.
let someone
You know those giant jugs of, like a big jug of water you would see someone bring to a gym? Drolish has that and currently chucking it.
So, like when Cass wheels out, call for me
Switches
whenever
back and
the
forth between
sky
using
is
the water
clear.
to quench the metal and
We'll
dry
let you know what happens.
and let Kadra, Boltjaw, and everyone else know about Jack's predicament. We're losing people. People are getting stolen people are getting stolen from right under us, and I don't like it. Pyra, you know something that I just considered. Unless they caught her very much by surprise, Jackal's no slouch. In her previous life, she was most definitely an Archmage. You don't just beat an Archmage. Whoever took her. This is big. This is big thing. This is big.
Well, presumably it's someone who got close to her if she had to use the knife. Meaning magic became a much more difficult proposition.
True. Alright, but so scry for blood, I don't really have anything else that I can do while I'm doing this. I would like to copy down teleport in my spell book, but I can't do that while casting. So He gets -10 on the roll on his will save to resist Scry, and Scry's DC is a will save of 4 plus 7.
You scry
21.
into an impenetrable barrier.
Well, time to try the knife.
Roll spellcraft.
Nat 20.
Plus 19,
I still
39.
need to know the total.
39.
39.
Alright.
I'll try 40.
DC 40.
Whoops.
They are in an anti-magic field.
Oh no. Oh, this is bad.
This is very bad.
An anti-magic field which has been made permanent.
Oh.
Which means that's probably where Jackal is
Probably
too.
exactly where Jackal is. Alright. So you'll probably get the same result.
Which
Is
also
there any way
means
to
you cannot-
pinpoint that
Also means you cannot call her
in the world?
No.
or message or whatever.
No, and sending would not work either. Damn it. I need to.
This is certainly troublesome, but we do not have time to sit around. I'm going to continue working on the Philosopher's Stone and get a lot of guns.
Has our page found Grix?
I assume in an hour's time.
Yeah.
Grix. What's up? How you doing? I'm here.
Do you have
It's
any?
me, Grix.
Would you have had any thieves guild inside? Now, making sure everything was tip top, no sneaky business was going on, just to be sure.
Sure, I can do that for you.
I'm
I
saying,
mean,
did you
earlier,
have
did we
that
have eyes in the
previously?
city at the
Oh.
time of the siege?
We had most of our men on the walls were decent shots. No, we didn't really. I mean, it would be unbecoming of us to be picking the pockets of people in here.
Well, of course, but
I'm using it as a euphemism.
There wasn't anyone in here. We have no idea who has taken Jackal, where she's been taken to.
our friend has been taken
I see.
right from under our noses. The siege was most likely a distraction. From now on.
That's not good.
Troublesome indeed.
From now on, I want it. How big is this keep again?
I don't fucking know.
How big is this keep again?
About the size of a football stadium.
Big.
Okay. From now on, I want
We
some of
talking
your
about high
hands.
school or professional?
Probably professional, considering the number of people who've been in here. But not a super big stadium.
So like the Falcons Stadium.
A team that nobody knows.
The Browns.
The Raiders.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Some people
fuck
know the
Raiders
Raiders.
fans.
The Browns have never been good.
Oh yeah, the Raiders at least used to be good, didn't they?
Yep.
Sports ball.
So yeah, Browns.
Go Bears. The
Go
Bears.
Bears.
That's Chicago.
These sure are things that.
I know not of sports.
Holy fuck.
Man, these are
Anyway.
animals that you're talking about, right?
Anyway,
Holy shit.
from now on, I want eyes inside the keep at all times.
I only have so many men. Would you have me prioritize them
tiny.
watching our own backs?
If, as many as you can spare.
Sure.
We've had a spy in
We'll
our
use
midst,
the buddy
Grix.
system from now on.
We've had a spy in our midst, Grix. This is serious.
I understand.
We have to watch our
How
own backs. we have
dare
to watch
somebody
our backs.
out subterfuge me?
That's the spirit.
Indeed. I
Why
guess.
did-
So you
Why
said
did
the
nobody
fusion
hear
effect.
anything?
Indeed.
Easy,
I mean, are there
Easier
adjacent rooms?
easier method, easy method to sneak up on a mage and
I
then
mean,
take
spells aren't quiet.
So was there any?
Is there any way to
adjacent?
deafen?
I mean, it wouldn't
Like,
matter if
easy-
there were people in adjacent rooms.
I
It
have-
would be like 130 decibels.
I have the answer here. Easy way to sneak up on a mage and take them. Gain surprise. Cast silence. Cast a meta magic to teleport that does not require verbal components.
In that case, I think it's time
I
for.
still think it would be best if we asked around to see if anyone heard anything.
It would. It would indeed.
You all do that. I have work to do.
I do as well. We have to get on that as soon as if anyone has heard anything or seen anything,
I'll get on it. I have literally nothing else to do until we go after either my doppelganger or one of these bitch-ass generals.
alert me when you do.
Sure thing.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to make a bunch of boom powder.
Bing bang boom!
Bing bang boom.
Creaky wheel away.
Alright. So over the course of the next 2 days,
I mean, no, not yet.
Huh?
Not yet. So, Cora returns to her room, and she's going to take a 2-hour nap, and then she's going to wake up, and I need. How long is it to copy teleport into my spell book?
I don't know. I assume you can do it in under an hour.
Okay. She says that, but she wants to, like so she wakes up 2 hours later, refreshed, and I've prepared an entirely new. Hang on, I'm still working on this. I thought I would have more time. But she says, she takes the spell book that Tace has that contains teleport in it, and copies teleport into her spell book. And then she turns to Gracelyn and says, Gracelyn, can I say something to you?
Of course, dear. Why not?
I'm bad with words and feelings sometimes, so I want to say something to you. I want to say that even though we met under circumstances wherein I met you because I thought I deserved something.
You came to me seeking the pleasures of the flesh, as most men and women had before you.
And I know I'm cold, and I'm distant, and I spend a lot of time away, but I want you to know that I do care about you.
You're a wizard and an adventurer. The only words you're good with are true names and spells.
Damn. And the reason I'm saying this now is because I'm about to go do something very stupid, and there's a good chance that I may not come back. I mean stupider than usual.
I appreciate your gusto. Listen. I have a lot of ideas about what I think you're about to do. And I cannot reasonably tell you not to. So I won't. But I will make a suggestion. Didn't your sister talk about needing to see you?
She did.
What I think you're about to do is to cast a very loud and obvious spell to go a very far distance away. You want Galahad back.
I don't know anything at the moment.
But Galahad is one dragon, and your sister is an esteemed drow noble. There are lots of other lives to consider, Cora. Maybe she can lend us aid.
The tension is high on this road. The tension is high. Like paracord stretched all the way out.
I mean, with this, now that I can do this, I can be several different places at once. I could be in and out before they'd even see me.
But you might die.
Isn't that always the risk?
Yes, but you're the only one who can talk to your sister. You're the only one who knows where your sister is. And you're the only one who might be able to convince drow soldiers to cross through the scar to help humans. Or you go off on one jaunt to go and save one dragon. Are they more important than all of the lives in here?
Not entirely. Flashback to when Chioma said that she loved it more than everyone else.
Go ahead, my child. I know.
So noble
I know.
children are more important.
No. You may be right. You may be right. I need to go think about things.
By all means, leave me here alone again.
I hate you. I hate you, and I hate how you pull my heartstrings, and I hate how I hate how well you know how to hurt me.
Twist
Rondel
the
dagger
fucking
straight through the
knife.
heart.
So
Gone.
once
Can you move
finish
that cable behind that?
copying teleport, are you going to
There
give
we go.
Taste his spellbook back?
Yeah, if he asks for it.
I would.
I mean, if he wants it back, sure.
Pyra will volunteer to take it back to him for you. All 8 fucking volumes of it. The Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, don't give me back my spell book. I'm gonna cast all the spells.
And when Pyra collects them from you, there is a book on her hip that you do not remember her carrying ever before. And you barely manage to catch history of on the spine of it before she leaves. So I would like to talk to Tace. Is he in his tent where he normally is?
He's within the keep, delegating people and doing other stuff because he's of a semi-import role.
Tace,
How can I help you, darling?
your spellbook's back.
Please don't make me cast.
You do not have to cast anything. I did
Okay.
hear, though, that you had been making spells, or you'd been making scrolls, rather, for the soldiers of the keep, no?
Yes, I had for quite a while.
What types of scrolls were those exactly?
Simple things: fireball, lightning bolt.
Teleport?
No, I mean that would take me a long time to make that many spells of teleport. That's a complicated spell. And there's a non-zero chance that somebody who isn't a spellcaster could fail.
There's somewhere I need to be. There's somewhere I'd like to be. And it's a conversation I'd rather not have with my acquaintances. It's a venture they'll call foolish and irresponsible. It's not a matter of priority. And I just don't want to hear that.
Yes, darling, I can cast a teleport spell for you. Once.
If you'd rather not cast it, the scroll would work.
No, it's fine. I'd rather see your passage safely than not at all.
I appreciate that.
And he pulls you aside and into a room a ways and takes a moment to cast the spell. You are, I assume, trying to meet with your doppelganger, right?
Indeed.
Alright. Do you tell him where you're going? Cause
I tell him that my doppelganger was sent to the adamantite mines to oversee the mining operation, and that's where I'm going.
Right. I guess we'll need a way back. You'll need a way back, rather. So I'll come with you. And he casts the spell, and You are transported like Star Wars hyperspace through the world until you are dropped out in front of the adamantite mines.
That'll take some getting used to.
That is rather a lot of footprints. They send quite a few people down here.
Indeed.
Make a perception check. Or a survival roll, whichever's higher.
Which one is higher? Well, definitely not survival.
I don't like that.
25.
Footprints go in both directions.
It's for tracking, I guess.
Have they left the mine?
Make a
Pyro.
survival roll. to
I mean,
survive.
it is entirely possible that they need to carry gear back and forth.
Pyro turns to Tace and says, "Be sure to stay behind me. Things may get heated."
Sure.
And I'm gonna proceed enough into, like, I'll head down, starting into the mine to see if I can see any of the workers that are still within the cave. rather.
He hands you an item. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Thank you.
Die in a fire.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me. At least I'm saying excuse me. Some people don't.
Nah, die in a fire.
Got him.
He hands you a page of spell knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It contains the spell Explosive Runes.
Ooh.
He says, "Darling, if you would please, just as a precautionary measure, I expect that our enemies will be down here at some point. Whether or not they're down here right now. Give them something to remember when or if they arrive."
Will do. Really quick, I want to spell from another class. Just really quick. What level of spell is that normally?
A 3rd level spell.
Explosive runes. Okay.
I mean, it is still a 3rd level spell either way.
Right. No, I need to write it down in my when
I see.
when I track it as like a spell known from another class. I need to designate what spell level it is.
It's a sorcerer wizard spell.
Yeah, but it's not a spell I know because of being a sorcerer. I got it from a page of spell knowledge, so it tracks it differently.
Okay.
All right, so I'll take that page from Tace. I really wish I could just go this solo, but he is my way back. Would he be opposed? Tace, would you be opposed to waiting out here while I scope things out? I'll travel more silently on my own, but you are my way back, and I owe you a debt for bringing me here in the first place.
Pyra, if I teleport you here, and whatever you're doing gets you killed because you're on your own, that is many, many more people that I am yet more responsible for killing. I am not going anywhere. I will take you home when you're done with whatever you're doing. But I'm not leaving.
Okay. I'll take that page and we'll proceed into the mines.
So, as you walk into the mines, you notice that the footprints do continue going both ways. So,
0 days.
after walking for a good 30-40 minutes, you do notice, like, there have been pickaxes laid on the ground, and there's obvious signs of work removing adamantite. There's been magic cast on the walls. There's just kind of a residual magical energy. Presumably the magic that was required to properly extract the adamantite.
Mm-hmm. But no workers.
No workers, no doppelganger.
And I don't find... I guess specifically what I would be looking for is a room where, like, either a chief, like the head worker in charge, or the doppelganger herself may have, like, been set up as temporary rest.
Do not forget about the contingent of the captain's men that also followed them.
No
I
workers.
mean, there's that footprints.
I know the footprints, but like any other details that they could be potentially be left behind.
I mean, there's their picks.
Swords. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I mean, they would have had their swords on them. They would have left the picks at the site, probably.
But I don't find like a post up of any sorts
So-
where they would have been.
What you do find is there is a large cavernous room that you do enter. I need you to make a perception check when you enter it. There are sacks laid around, more picks, more footprints, no signs of... What'd you roll?
22.
Okay. So there are no signs of any struggle involving large numbers of people. There are a couple of tents that are pitched up. But the one thing that you do notice is that in one of the tents, very lightly burned into the ground, is a circle.
Does it look like a spell circle?
You can roll spellcraft.
Probably teleport.
26.
It is a teleportation circle.
Damn it. And was it like leaving, I'm assuming?
So, man, it is a circle here.
It came here?
It exits here.
So it originated somewhere else. It wasn't
Yes.
someone leaving here, it was someone coming here.
Couldn't have been. Do you stand around for another while longer?
I imagine upon seeing that there are no workers present, no signs of a struggle, and a spell circle, Pyra would leave expediently.
Wait,
But-
darling, hold on. There's something else over here.
What's that?
In another tent, there is another one of these teleportation circles, and there is a not inconsiderable quantity of dried blood.
Lucky.
Another spell circle.
And this one leaves.
Leaving. So the circle that we found back at the keep was one leaving, not one entering.
Yes.
We didn't search any other rooms to see if someone entered in another room.
Anyone who can cast teleport can also cast disguise self or invisibility.
Alright.
Someone who teleports, which is not a subtle spell, is trying to go somewhere fast and far. Because if you wanted to be slightly more subtle, you could use something like Dimension Door.
So, I'm trying to keep track of this in my head and figure out what it is that I'm thinking exactly. If we have a spell circle in Jackal's room,
Which is...
leaving Jackal's room,
Yes.
and a knife with blood on it in Jackal's room. We've got a circle leaving a tent at the mines with a puddle of dried blood in the same tent,
Mm-hmm.
and then another tent that has a circle entering.
Yes. Oopsie daisy.
They could be either they could be linked or they can also be completely separate.
They could be entirely independent of one another. Alright.
If you want to sit here and spend an hour studying them, you might be able to determine whether or not one of these circles was linked to another one back at the keep.
It would take an hour?
Mm-hmm. And a spellcraft roll.
Alright, here's what I'll do. I'll cast 3 instances of explosive runes around the camp,
Okay.
and then I will set about studying these spell circles.
Okay.
So that's one spellcraft roll, or like how many?
Just one.
Just one. 27.
Okay. So
So that's 3 explosive runes.
you study both of the teleportation circles here, and then you will be able to tell when you return to the keep if either of them are linked to that one back at the keep. You will also be able to tell at the very least whether or not they were cast by the same person.
So I'll know if either of the 2 here are connected to the one at the keep, and I'll also know or like whether or not they were cast by the same person.
Yes.
Okay. I think that about wraps things up here. I doubt there's any point trying to catch up with the captain's men and the miners. Better just head back to the keep and prepare for whatever may come next.
other hand, I don't think things around here are quite explosive enough. And she'll cast 2 more explosive runes. Alright, Tace. I think I'm good to go.
Can do, darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go. And he puts a hand on you, and you teleport back to the keep.
Teleport is a loud spell, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's not.
So we pop back. I'm assuming.
Angry wheels. Angry wheels.
Thank you, Tace. I need
Angy
to
wheels.
go check out the spell circle in Jackal's room.
They are related.
Mid
They are
hammer, she's
cast
here.
by the same person, but they are not linked to by the same spell cast.
So the one that exits, or the one that leaves here, did not go to camp.
Nope.
Correct.
At
None
least
of
not
those
directly.
spell circles are none of those teleportation circles are related to the same cast of teleport.
Okay.
They all are cast by the same person.
So, at this point, it is highly probable. She's basically talking to herself, standing in Jackal's fucking room. It is highly probable my doppelganger came here, took Jackal, and headed to somewhere that has an anti-magic field. It's not entirely impossible. She's working with the Red Hand. It's not impossible. She's not.
The other force came from the south, where the desert was, right? Because it was split up in 2 pieces, right?
So the force that just attacked you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Convenient.
I think we should at least do a sweep of the other rooms in the keep, see if we can find how she got here. Because Captain's men and the miners aren't back yet. Has Cassandra been hearing her talking to herself this whole time?
Yes, like you hear her wheel into the room. What are you casting teleport for? It looks outside of the window. 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 in the afternoon. Would it be put here?
Sorry, Mom.
I almost failed the stuff for the boom powder.
Oh.
I could have blew up the whole keep. What did you
Sorry,
do?
I almost made you go big boom boom, but I was looking into what my doppelganger's been up to, and I found out she's almost definitely linked to Jackal's disappearance. I found spell circles at the camp at the mines.
I
They
beg
were
your
cast
pardon.
by the same person.
Did you just go to the mines?
Yes.
You know what? Fine.
I left them an explosive little surprise, something I'm sure you'll be proud of me for.
I am. Just, I would appreciate a heads up because I'm working with highly volatile stuff.
Well, if I'd asked for a heads up, you would have said no, so I didn't really want to.
I don't give a shit what you do so long as you don't die.
I appreciate that. So, I think we should do just a quick once-over of the keep, see if we can find the spell circle that entered here, because since the miners and Captain's men aren't back yet, we have to assume that one of the spell circles that left the camp ended here, and that was how she got to Jackal.
Well, I'll do the first floor.
And as soon as Captain and the miners get back, we need to ask them what happened with my doppelganger.
That is also if they even come back.
We saw footprints leaving. At the very least, we can remain hopeful that she didn't just kill them all. There was no sign of a struggle there. We didn't find any bodies, just pics.
And no scorch marks.
More importantly, no scorch marks. That would have been a watermark of
other
hers.
than the teleportation.
Or a
circles.
fire mark, I guess,
I
more
mean-
accurately.
They could have been intercepted on the way back, things of that nature.
Well, that wouldn't entirely be of the fault of my doppelganger then. That would have just been life fucking us. Regardless, we remain hopeful that the miners get back. We question them when they do, and in the meantime, we search the keep.
Well, I'll get on it.
Because if we can definitively prove that my doppelganger is linked to Jackal's disappearance, we have a damn good reason of going after her.
Well, actually, better idea. I'm gonna get Grix and his men on it. I need to finish the bombs.
I'll help them.
I like to think as Pyro fucking teleports back in, does that loud fucking noise. Dolores is in mid-hammer.
Hit your
No,
thumb.
no, like that. She raises her hand and the hammer flies out of your fucking hand.
Breaks a window. Just,
Pyra!
Yes.
What time of day is this?
Apparently it was 4 in the
Yeah,
morning
apparently it's
according
4
to
a.m.
Cass.
according to Cass.
She
4 a.m.
decided that, I guess.
What the goddamn fucking noise?
Good morning.
You still have this voice. You don't need to sleep.
I think
Okay,
that was
I
the
just-
night that he did sleep.
Oh.
I just want to say something
You have to sleep for
specifically.
1 night and then you get 4 nights rest.
Yeah,
Never
it's
mind.
yeah. Knapsack just it doesn't like it just gives you the benefits of all of that rest,
I see.
and that's only if you sleep all night.
Well,
Why?
Okay. Also, that we can only benefit from that once a week.
So you sleep 1 night and then you don't need to sleep for 4 nights?
Yes.
Okay.
Drollish.
I'm gonna probably go do that soon then.
Drollish
Loud
approaches.
noise, burn on floor. Why?
Oh,
Drollish
I went to Taste. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. As he has that Drollish, walked up towards you guys, covered in soot. Not soot. It's just-
Hi, baby.
oh, my legs are giving you trouble.
No, it's actually quite simple.
Great.
Went to Taste. Got him to teleport me to the mines so I could
That disturbed me.
have it out with my doppelganger.
Mine too.
She wasn't there anymore.
I could've
Neither were the
problem
miners.
solved.
Neither were the captain's men. We found scorch marks relating to teleport in 2 of the tents. One of them had a puddle of dried blood, and we found out that the person that cast those teleports is the same person that cast this teleport, meaning it is almost definite that my doppelganger came here and took Jackal, who knows where. So
Fascinating.
we're looking into this, seeing if we can find the circle that led into the keep. Hello, Cora. And if we can find that, we have a damn good reason of going after my doppelganger. And as soon as the miners and captain's men get back, we're finding out what happened with my doppelganger. You did tell them that the pyro that was with them wasn't me, right?
Of course.
Okay.
The captain's men was a contingent sent should stuff get hairy.
I'd like to think then that nothing went wrong, and they probably kept eyes on her so they could at least know what she was up to.
Alright, so Draco was taken. That's news to me. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So, me and Grix and a couple of his men are about to get to work sweeping the keep, see if we can find anywhere where this teleport circle may have led into the keep, since she had to have teleported here,
Fantastic.
and we're gonna go from there. I left an explosive little surprise for them at the mine, too, and as soon as I can, I'm
Cast
going
your
to
eye.
go to sleep.
Caster takes off his amulet of safe. Here, show this to any of my men. They'll know what it means. They'll help you. I'm gonna go get
perfect.
another 4 days of sleep.
Before you all leave, I have something that I need to tell you. Before I sent
I'll just assume
before
I
I sent-
so you can have your necklace.
before we went to the desert, I sent a letter to Drow Territory
Alright.
to try and contact my sister. She responded, and she's willing to meet. And she's willing to meet with me, or maybe someone who represents me. There's a checkpoint past a bridge that crosses the scar. She would be there.
You're thinking of going to the Drow for help?
No,
Going to her sister for help.
I'm either going to my sister, to my sister to help, or just to finish something, because from the sound of her letter, help was the very last thing on her mind.
I see.
And I'm telling you this just so that someone knows.
If you'd
If
like,
that was the last thing on our
I
mind,
could
then why are we
accompany you.
bothering? We need those resources committed elsewhere.
I'm just telling you so that you
but
all
also,
know.
I know that this is something that you might want to do alone, but I
I'm-
wouldn't want to leave you alone, especially that far away from home.
I would welcome the company.
Excellent.
And Cora, by the way, looks incredibly severe. Like, the only time anyone's ever seen her cry was after getting back after Cass got
Stone
contingency'd.
Yeah.
But she just looks like how she used to, in kind of the very first days that you met her.
Okay.
She looks
Very tight-lipped, tight muscles around the face, always tight.
So Grace.
Sorry.
Always.
No, I
tight
don't
and
like
neat.
that thing
Oh
you
yeah.
just said there.
So
I guess.
Yeah, but
that works.
Graceland talks to you one more time before you leave. Cora, I would like to tell you, I don't mind that you're not present all of the time. What I mind is that the things that you do are so dangerous, and you do them so often,
that it is most likely I will never see you again, almost every time you do leave. So don't leave me with an unusually large spider and a very small cat. How's about?
Frighteningly large spider.
A genuinely frighteningly large spider.
Where did you find this spider?
What is wrong with this spider?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Grayson. One, I don't know why it's so big, but it's kind of cool.
Cass like leans her hand out. Hey, buddy, come on.
I have not seen a rat in the keep in 3 weeks.
This spider no longer consumes insects.
So that's what he's eating. Anyways.
You haven't been feeding this spider.
No, Grayson's been feeding it.
Watch your cat.
Oh no. Glitter Dust knows.
Keep an eye on your cat.
Glitter Dust knows not to go anywhere near Lever. But so
Frostbite.
she'll just say, for what it's worth, I promise. I've left a lot of people behind, but I will be coming home. Every time, you will see me again.
That's a promise I'm gonna make sure she keeps.
When did you get here?
I've been here.
Not you. No.
Can you do something for me, Cora?
Of course.
And she takes a bracelet off and she gives it to you and she says, now, some other hopeless romantic who had fallen in love with me at some point and was later found deceased had given this to me a decade prior. So you hold on to it as a piece of me. And a reminder that I am not going to forgive you if you die. Okay?
Of course.
Well, you better not die.
And
That
then
goes for you too.
And then what?
Grix and Pyra depart to go and do what they're going to do, and
Pyra gives like a little, let's get to it. And something you've definitely noticed, not only just in this conversation, but in general since the siege of the keep ended, is that similar to how she was in the battle with the Wicker Witch, Pyra has been very, like, upright, like proper posture, behaving less insanely. Not fucking slump mixed shoulder. She's been of a rigid sort lately, actually, and she walks off with Grix in a very, like, borderline proper manner, like explaining to him what the goal of what we're doing is and why we're sweeping the entire keep up and down.
Pyra actually has.
They grow so fast.
Are you okay, Tattoo?
Pyra's getting some decency.
Caster.
It worries me.
It's because she's becoming an actual adult.
Well, I guess she's been kind of forced to be.
Growing up's overrated.
Anyway.
Have fun, you two.
speaking of children and growing up and so forth, my mom says to make sure that you eat something while you're here because she worries that you don't eat. So I'm going to have to funnel some food into your face, Matt, before you.
Am I scarily thin to her or something?
Oh, look at you, so skinny.
She worried the same thing about me, actually, because for the first solid, like, 2
I
or 3
still
months,
don't see you eat shit, so don't even start.
the first 2 or 3 months I lived here, she hadn't seen me eat. She would come by and make breakfast for them and stuff, and I just wouldn't eat.
Never again will your grandmama say, boy, why are you so skinny? Because now you make your own cutlet. Sorry, babushka. It's only business.
Cora, may I have a word?
What the fuck?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Now, after hearing your 2 ideas, I can figure one out. Especially with the
Caster's too tired.
absence of Galahad, you wish to get him back. Well, I would be more than happy to help you with that. Seeing your sister for possible help from I detest your people. I'm sorry.
God, just the worst.
I mean, they are.
Yeah.
They are kind of the worst. I don't
Yeah.
say that in character.
But while I have my very obvious and clear disagreements, having a drow noble on her side with possible forces under her belts could prove very useful. Not just for, you know, the immediate business we're dealing with, but also towards the future of possibly rebuilding any type of damage that has been done, you know, relationship wise between them and among others. That might be the wisest choice, possibly, but if you want to go for Galahad, you could consider me with you. Either way.
God, a lot is happening.
Hold on, I want to make sure I remember this right for the
appreciate-
future, because I'll fucking
I'll keep
forget.
that in mind. I need to. Everyone. Graceland's given me a lot to think about, and I'm not sure if I want to do this yet. I had hoped to do this alone, but
You're never alone. Come on now.
well, I mean, at least the information gathering alone and keep things on the down low.
It's, if anything, I know how complicated family can be.
I believe you.
So, it's something I wish I could have done with my husband. I suggest that you possibly just spend time with Graceland as much as possible since you're here. Rekindle the type of love that you have for each other.
I mean, to be honest, Graceland and I's relationship is.
Less than strained.
I mean, let's not mince words here. She's not in the room, right?
Yeah.
She's not. Like, I met the reason I met her was because I paid money to Tace to have sex, and then I got infatuated. I don't know. Love is a strong word, but you have a point.
Don't worry, I know what you mean. I was chosen by my husband to be his wife because I was a good blacksmith and a good warrior. There wasn't love originally. It was to mainly breed very strong children.
Cass just fucking nopes out. Cass can't do this. Not her conversation,
That's
not her
fair.
business. She
Not
can't
my
do
bag,
anything.
baby.
No.
I'm good.
Wait, hold on, Amy, I have a question really quick. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to make sure I tracked this correctly. We have a circle in the keep that is leaving the keep.
Yes.
We have a circle in a tent at the mine that is leaving the mine.
Yes.
And then we have another
And-
circle in a tent at the mine that is entering.
Yes.
And
As-
which one had the blood in it?
The one that is
Exiting.
leaving the mine.
Okay, so that one, so the leaving circle here had the blood in it. And then there's another one that was entering.
As him and I were raising our children and grooming them to take the throne, we had moments where we thought we had a strong love for each other, but as you can see, clearly wasn't the case. So our situation is not the same. I'm not going to pretend that it is, but I do understand a similar type of relationship. Just know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Now I need to get back to work on fixing our gunslinger's legs.
The next moment that you are alone, Pyra pulls you into his tent, and he says, Pyra, I've been thinking.
Yes.
Someone entered the keep, right? And they took Jackal, the other spellcaster, the skull that you had on you for
Yes.
some time. Now, here's the question I have. You suspect your doppelganger, I believe.
All signs seem to point to it currently, yes.
Why would she take Jackal to the mines?
I don't think she took her to the mines.
Then where did the blood come from? In the mines.
We didn't see any signs of a struggle or any bodies. It's difficult to say.
It is difficult to say indeed. But here is one thing that we also need to know. Someone knew just when to strike and where Jackal was. Someone knew the layout of the keep well enough to find Jackal. Someone also knew, perhaps, that whatever was going on at the mines was important. And
All
Jackal
of these
was
can point to my doppelganger.
true. They could point to your doppelganger. That is a likely and easy explanation. But what if there is a mole amongst us?
I know just the thing. I know what I can do about this, actually. You may be onto something here. I'll be back.
What are you going to do, and who are you going to tell? Because, Pyra, I have an inn in this town. I have no reason to betray you. And neither do any of your friends.
I'm going to talk to Cass.
Okay.
No one else. I'll make sure that the words do not leave our ears.
Because
no
if
one but
people
us.
begin suspecting that we're looking for a mole, they might stop acting as suspicious. Let people incriminate themselves.
Right. And I'm going to go find Cass. Knowing that she is working on this, I want to knock on her door very gently.
You may come in.
And the campaign ends!
Like, that was the final drop that would make everything.
And then you accidentally pour the whole flask in it.
You may enter. No. I appreciate the knocking.
Cass.
I need to talk to you about something urgent.
What do you need?
Tace and I have been conversing, and she's keeping her voice low specifically so as not to be heard outside of the room.
Or a little favorite thing. She immediately whips around the chair. What's up?
We think it possible that, well, we've already suspected this between you and I, but we think it possible that there may have been a mole on the inside of the keep.
Indeed.
Someone who knew when they could strike. Someone who knew the layout of the keep, knew who Jackal was and where she was. And it's easy to point all of those to my doppelganger. But as Tace pointed out, it's not exclusive to her. Is there anyone else that my doppelganger interacted with while she was here?
Tace also did point out one more thing.
What?
That Jackal and your doppelganger were both pivotal to developing the vaccine.
Oh, shit.
Indeed.
So I knew about that.
So you're asking if there was anyone else the doppelganger interacted with? Is that?
Yes. Anyone else she might have spoken with that could have given her information?
Aye.
Who?
Eliana.
I'm sorry.
Eliana.
You're saying?
That's who she interacted with.
That my doppelganger interacted with Eliana.
What do you mean by interact with?
What do you mean by interacted with? How did she even know who she was?
I had to bring her in for scrying purposes.
And you thought Eliana was the best person to bring in?
One of. She had stuff that you had.
So you thought that someone who was me might not have actually been me. And to verify that, you brought in Eliana?
Who else would I would have brought in that knows you well enough?
Why would you...
You are jumping to massive conclusions about certain things.
I just
they interacted
don't appreciate that the person you go to for verifying if someone is me is my ex-lover.
Can you give me any other people that would have been useful in that situation?
That's beside the point, Cass. I spent 9 months getting over her and I still haven't fully.
And on a whim, you just...
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We needed that information, so I did what was necessary and brought her in. I'm sorry that I went against your personal things with her, but there is a greater picture that needed to be... I'm sorry that I invaded your privacy, but it was necessary to make sure things...
So you were there, though.
Do you need me to watch the Nightwalker?
When did you get here?
You're shouting. Also, we operate under the buddy system now because we have a mole in the keep.
You were there,
Yes, I was there.
and all they did was talk, and you were there.
Yes.
So Eliana couldn't have disclosed anything to my doppelganger that could have compromised the integrity of the keep.
I watched them until I left. No, they did not. Did they? Did she do anything that would have done anything to...
Well, I mean...
Did they do what now?
Did Eliana disclose anything to the doppelganger that would have led to the...
I remember clearly they were about to bone. They left
No, they
to
didn't.
bone.
They didn't. Okay, there was none of that.
There was...
What happened was, Eliana was brought in.
No.
Pyra was.
No.
There was definitely implied boning.
There was implied bone.
Eliana said before you go, if you have the time, I can make it worth your while.
Say that?
Yes.
Yes.
She did.
Oops.
Sorry, your ex is dead.
No, Eliana's fine.
So
She didn't
you
die.
were there when they spoke,
Aye.
and they didn't discuss anything about the keep. Anything about Jackal, anything about the Arcanophage.
As far as I can remember, no.
And Eliana does not live in the keep.
That is also true.
As far as I know.
Was Jackal in the room when my doppelganger was here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jackal was the one that cast
that casted Scry.
So that would have at least meant she knew of Jackal.
Yes. Knew of Jackal.
Did you discuss that you were sending my doppelganger to the mines for the purpose of a vaccine to the Arcanophage?
Yes. That was discussed.
Yeah, it was.
That was the whole...
So that's how she knew about Jackal and about the vaccine. That still doesn't explain how she knew where to find Jackal or when to come here, though.
Which...
She sounds like as likely an explanation as anyone, right?
See, the problem with that is that... How did she get back here so fast to do any of that stuff?
We didn't find any teleport circles in the keep, did we? Ones that came to the keep?
Nope, none came to the keep.
So that means there had to have been another person.
It's obvious. There's a red spy.
There's a red spy in the base.
It could be any one of us.
It could be you. It could be me.
What?
It's
obvious
obvious.
he's the red spy. See, he's gonna turn red any second now.
Grix-
See? Red. Oh
Grix-
wait, no, that's blood.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Grix just points at Pyro. Why aren't you acting like a slut right now? It's entirely possible my doppelganger wouldn't risk coming back to the keep if she knew I was coming back too.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean she couldn't have been in contact with someone else, though. Potentially someone on the inside of the Red Hand. If she knew that the keep would be under siege and that was when she needed to make her strike, then she's at least been in contact with them too. We could be entertaining the possibility of a triple agent.
There could be some sort of way that they could communicate, like how I do with the captain and points at the finger with her
It's
ring.
not impossible. It's not even that unlikely.
Exactly not. I was just given this ring.
But that does mean that we're much more in the dark than we were before regarding who it could have been that was responsible for taking Jackal. Especially since
I don't know, you seem pretty made up on the idea that it's your double.
there are little things that are picking at me now that make it a lot less likely.
Like what, if you don't mind my asking?
So there were no circles entering the keep.
There's only exits.
Only the one exiting the keep in Jackal's room. There were 2 circles at the mines, one of them leaving, and one of them entering. The one that was entering was not the one that had the puddle of blood in it. It was the one leaving.
You know,
And if there's no circle entering the keep, it means my double did not come here.
You know, whenever the siege happened, the civilians were brought inside. They didn't have to teleport into the keep. They could have teleported to the camp outside and come in when the civilians were brought in.
We didn't check the camp.
You could go and overturn the entire camp. That is something you could do, though it's not
That
going
would raise a large amount of suspicion.
Raise a lot of suspicion and be very time consuming.
Yes. Yes, it would.
We could ask the soldiers that rounded everyone up if they saw anyone who looked like me.
Of course, here's
But
the
in
thing.
the hustle of rounding up the civilians so they didn't get taken by the siege, it wouldn't be too likely that they were looking for anyone or even paying attention
Teleport
to
is still a loud spell. It would not... and there was no fighting going on. It was just feet going inside a building. It couldn't have been so loud to be completely drowned out. So, and we heard no noise of banging that wasn't my gun, right?
Right.
So it couldn't have been someone that teleported.
We didn't speak with anyone who said they heard the teleport that was like leaving cast.
No.
No one heard that.
No.
Pretty much everyone in the keep was preoccupied defending the keep.
Aye. So, but we do know that it could not have been outside because you would have heard it because there was no action going on. We had 5 minutes to prepare, and that's still enough time to hear something like that happen.
So our current leading theory is that it's somebody who knows about the Arcanophage vaccine, somebody who knows about the keep.
Are there guards that like line the war room while we're talking?
I assume we're talking in your room.
No, I'm talking about like in the war room when we are conducting war planning.
Yeah, there were a couple of Boltjaw's men. There was Boltjaw, Lady Kadra, yourself, Jackal, Pyra, Eliana,
Caster.
and Caster. No,
No, you weren't there.
Yeah, that's right.
This was when we were all taking care of the women.
and Grix.
So the only people that would know would be 2 of Boltjaw's men. Boltjaw, Kadra, a couple, like, the guards, Grix. I really hope it's not Grix.
We know Grix
Not
is
to
capable of
not to
spellcasting.
mince hairs. Graceland was also brought there.
Graceland was also brought
But it has to be
there. Graceland
someone who was at least
Graceland lives in the keep.
Mince
Yeah, she
hairs?
mince words.
No, not mince words.
I heard mince hairs.
She said mince hairs, she meant mince words.
But Graceland wasn't
that's
there for
also
the
smart.
conversation about the Arcanophage vaccine.
The only ones present for the conversation specifically about the Arcanophage vaccine and about the mines. And that's why
And the
we were
captain.
there.
I think the captain was also there.
The captain was also
The captain,
there.
Boltjaw, Kadra, Cass, Eliana, Jackal, 2 of Boltjaw's men.
Wouldn't be the captain though, because he's got definitely a grudge against, or something at least, against the Red Hand and everything they stand for.
Exactly.
He had the nuke that blew up a quarter of a Chardalon's horde that we saw.
That is a pretty convincing argument.
Yeah, so that rules out the captain pretty damn hard.
It doesn't necessarily have to be someone that was there, though, that took her. It just has to be someone that was there that knows about the vaccine. I could have gotten in contact with pretty much anyone who could have taken Jackal. Anyone capable of teleporting, anyways. And even then, all they have to do is know someone who can teleport. For all we know, it was a scroll.
It seems unlikely that it would be Lady Kadra because she wants her claim to the land officiated, so doing this would hinder that. Of course, she was acting a little bit more stern earlier.
She also did get out of a siege.
Even still,
She was
it
actually at the siege.
I know she was at the sea. She was in it. She was in the nitty gritty, but still, it
I
was
feel-
slightly more stern than she normally was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
I think war would do that to a person.
Kadra. I feel like Kadra is exonerated by simply by just like she was participating in the siege. She couldn't have taken Jackal at the time.
I know.
Is
That's
she though? I mean, you guys watched her charge.
I'm sorry, that core's not here.
No.
even still like. So, Lady Kadra ruled out. Boltjaw ruled out. There's the 2 men. And you, but
Why would I betray you?
exactly, I saved your life.
Exactly.
So
Fair is fair.
fair is fair. so it's probably the two men.
We can interrogate them, find the mole, and have them drawn and quartered.
I think if we go about interrogating men that turn out to not be the mole, that's not going to help anything.
It'd be better to spy on those men.
As Tace said, let the mole incriminate themselves.
I can do that.
Considering how sneaky you were on us, yes. Oh, so you said you were on the buddy system? Where's your buddy? Oh, me.
Chris is like...
Well, no, but like...
How did I get here without a buddy?
Yes.
I write the rules.
Fair enough.
The rules aren't for the people who write them.
I am above the law.
I realize
That's how
we've
law works.
all but ruled her out. There's something about Eliana still sticking with me.
What time in the morning is it? Approaching 5?
In the
I
real
won't
world,
lie.
it is 1 o'clock.
I know.
It was a beard hair.
I won't lie, it's mostly just bothering me, the idea that my doppelganger even interacted with her in the first place.
They did not to do anything unseemly.
Hey, on the upside, at least the window is still open for you, right?
Ha ha ha.
I mean,
he does have a point.
yeah.
At the very least, I think it would be beneficial if I spoke with her about this matter, remaining
Oh,
as
this
vague
is-
as possible.
This is yet another night of passion you do not recall.
That's a stifling laughter.
I find it doubtful Eliana is sleeping. Maybe it'd be best if I spoke with her. Or maybe it can wait until later. I'm tired.
How long did they spend searching the keep?
Couple hours, why?
It was like 4 when they got here.
Don't look. The time frame on this is nebulous and inconsistent.
Just like real life, time is a nebulous concept.
You know, that's fair.
We're playing Dungeons & Dragons at 1 in the morning.
It's even more
You got-
nebulous.
You know, you got a point.
I will get to investigating. I'll send my best to do it.
You are your best.
I am my best. That is true. But I mean, okay. Well, I'll do it then.
Yes, I'd like this matter to reach as few other ears as possible. People start suspecting there's a mole about, they stop acting suspicious.
Can do.
I'm counting on you.
I know you are, Cass. I won't let you down.
You haven't yet.
Oh,
And I don't
yes.
think you will.
What?
Castor gave me his necklace.
Yeah, and
Castor plugs in with a major bedhead and a sleepy look.
Why
on
did
his
you
face
know
and-
that this was where Pyro was?
Are you the mole?
You're the
Wait a
mole.
minute.
I mean, this is where you guys teleported back in. He figured you would
No,
come
he
back
went.
here.
No.
This is
We
Cassandra's
teleported
room.
back into Tace's tent.
Ah.
I'm in Cassandra's room.
Murmurings of voices, I guess. In a stone.
None of you have ever been in Pyro's room.
You hear
No.
several doors open and close.
No one's been in. No
one
one's been in
person-
Drolish's room.
One room screams, and then Castor comes plodding in.
He just hands his hand out, Pyra.
She drops the necklace on his hand.
He's like,
Yes. And as soon as the door is shut behind Castor, she resumes her sentence. I believe I'll speak with Eliana about this once I get some sleep. According to our resident chronomancer, once I sleep tonight, I'll be up for 4 days. I plan to make use of it.
Me too. I've done enough work for
And
tonight.
just in case I wasn't clear, we speak of this to no one else.
Oh, my lips are sealed.
Grix.
You can count on him.
I mean, why wouldn't I follow the rules? These rules. I didn't write these rules.
Yes. So you didn't write these ones, so you have to follow them.
That's true.
I mean, that's not necessarily
That's a
how it
binding
works.
It would
but
be beneficial for you to follow them.
It would be strongly advised to make my job easier that I do not share this with anyone. I presume that includes the rest of you.
And
Right.
of course, this goes without saying as well. But
Sunboy,
if you
the
do-
walking plant, and the drow.
If we do start suspecting anyone I would like to know, I'll light a fire under them. And she gives a little chuckle and leaves the room.
So does that mean we're just resorting to interrogation? Because I mean, I can bring suspected people to you.
No. Spy
Not
first.
suspected.
Spy. We need to spy on them as to not
Spy.
raise suspicions.
Then interrogate.
Sure, can do.
I want proof.
We need solid evidence.
What
Solid
would
as the stone.
constitute solid evidence for you? I mean,
I know you don't.
you
wouldn't lie to
asking,
me.
Right, I wouldn't lie to you. I'm
So-
just asking what
I understand.
would you have me give you?
Them having conversations with no one, i.e. them talking through someone through message or whatever they like.
Any written evidence of correspondence with either my doppelganger or the Red Hand.
Anything incriminating.
Okay.
And if you can't find anything as concrete as that, then keep watching and eventually they slip up.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they don't suspect anything. They probably are on their high horse thinking we're some sort of fools that they can get away with this so easily.
We'll make use of that. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, all. Now,
She
please.
goes to sleep at 6 in the morning, not entirely unlike Pyro.
Now please.
Drolish is still just.
I am going to sleep with my cat.
Alright, well that's your buddy. I'm gonna go to bed.
She just leaves volatile materials, like, crucial to the making of a Philosopher's Stone.
I
sitting
assume
there.
she has reached a stable step.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Pyro returns to her room.
Wait.
None of you have heard what Pyro's room even looks like, actually. Like, Haley's always-
George doesn't even know the buddy system. She's alone right now. Just.
You just because you do not know you have a buddy does not mean you do not have a buddy. I'm just gonna
of
throw
all.
that out there.
Second of all, you do have a buddy. Righty and
And
lefty. Your arms are your buddies.
So,
He was praying like
That's
Castor would be.
4 in the morning.
So, unless anyone has any other closing remarks, I do want to apologize to Siri that almost nothing happened with you this session.
I don't mind.
You did get to photosynthesize.
Yeah, that and had a heart-to-heart conversation with Cora.
Secondly,
Hmm?
go ahead.
Oh yeah. That's it's perfectly okay. I don't mind.
And secondly, if anyone has any closing statements, that will be the end of our
That
session.
concludes the set if you want with our signature closing.
I was gonna do 2 more things to help me plan.
Okay,
Sure.
go ahead.
I had a message to send to Galahad, and I was gonna scry him.
You're gonna scry on Galahad.
Yeah, scry and send. Send first. Then scry.
What can you send?
This message. I counted it. It's 25 words.
It is worth noting that it may not be the Red Hand who has Jackal.
Yeah, there might be. They might have, like, if they're trying to summon in, fucking Tiamat, they've got some powerful magic. Maybe Azarkul's just the front.
Well, my thinking is if they have some kind of like internment camp where they're holding prisoners of war, they have Galahad at it. We've spoken with Galahad before.
Yeah.
Jackal wouldn't be at the same place, or else we could see and speak to Jackal.
Did I miss anything?
No,
So-
just the session's about to end.
Wherever Jackal is an anti-magic field.
Scrying Santa.
There wouldn't be at the same place, which means it might not be the Red Hand who has Jackal at all.
It's possible. I feel like it's very possible there's like an inner circle or a third group that's not even related to the Red Hand that's still very active in our affairs, or potentially very active with Jackal.
Might be time I had that heart.
It's the drow?
Might be time I had that heart to heart with my family.
It would be.
Hold on to that.
Actually, that wouldn't be the worst idea at all. I might need to talk to Cora about that next session if she hasn't already left.
I mean, if my rescue goes right, it's over in like 14 seconds.
Oh, the rescue of Galahad.
Like, I'm not kidding. It's in, out.
In. Teleport in, grab, out.
Boom! Grab. Boom! Gone.
That's also like. That plan is also in favor, you know, if he's not chained or bound.
Oh yeah, no,
or-
I'm figuring that out. Trust me. I'm not leaving any room for
Error.
error.
She goes in, just oh shit.
And I have a whole spell prep loadout for this that I just called rescue.
Is it possible for you to teleport into somewhere and then have your magic be nullified so you can't leave?
Yeah.
That is probably going to happen.
That's why I'm seeing if there's any I'm seeing
That's why
by
it's
talking to Galahad, and I'm going to cast augury several times.
With that, and we could conversate a bit on this matter with Ravix. He may know something.
Oh yeah,
of where
no. If
Galahad's being kept.
he knew about Galahad being captured, oh my god, I wanted to cut his head off immediately. But 2, no, that would have been that would have been. The second thought was that would be pointless. Find out what he knows.
But
So,
I'm good at controlling your emotions, she is. Or better. She's getting better at
she's
doing
getting
that.
better at it. There you go.
I mean, she was.
Galahad has flipped that on its head. Any sort
Yeah.
of cool that she's had in the past.
Yeah.
I believe I would want to speak with Cora before she left, if at all possible. But I
Oh
understand.
yeah, no. This is
From my understanding, she will be in a hurry to leave.
This is the last thing we're doing today.
Yeah, no, I know.
Which
It'll be a next session thing that I talk with you.
I'm just doing this right now because it lets me for the next week think about what I'm gonna do. Because it's also very possible I don't do this. Because Graceland's thing and everything else.
I'm going to see about writing some minor speech to raise morale before.
We're in the shits now.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we are.
Also, Amy,
Anyway,
do you have a quick question?
What is 1
Go
to
ahead.
10?
By the time next session arises, how many days would Drolish be in finishing up her legs?
Her legs would only have taken you 2 days. You'd still have 2 more days of being fully awake.
All right.
Pain? Pain.
Pain. Excellent.
So,
Hey,
with
that's
the closing remark from Haley being pain,
Well, I
allow
think-
me to. Or wait.
Just one last
The
thing.
scry.
Oh yeah, the scribe. I
And
forgot
then the
about
last
that.
thing.
Scry, last thing, closing remarks.
I have to close this out.
You do.
So you attempt to scry on Galahad, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay. The only space that you can see is Galahad shackled, like all of their limbs are shackled together with bars and manacles, and then those manacles are chained in multiple directions outwards in an impermeable darkness. Someone has cast a large anti-magic zone around the dragon, but not on the dragon.
Teleport inside him, teleport out.
Teleport in spears.
If you're doing that, you might want to bring someone who could hit things, just to be safe.
Okay, that. Alright.
So how big is like the area
that's
around?
not a solo job.
How big is the area around him that?
As far as the scribe can see.
It is. There is. So let me get Galahad's model. The anti-magic area is past this point.
Okay, so that is a 5, 10, 15.
It is a 15-foot square
15.
with Galahad in the middle of it.
That's enough space for you to go in, teleport specifically in that area, grab him, and leave. You just have to get the shackles off. Because I assume the shackles are also somewhat magical.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright.
Because even if normal lockpicks won't do it, I can bust arcane locks.
You know who else can pick magical locks?
Oh yeah, you.
Hold on 1 second.
From
I'm
a
gonna.
distance.
Where is it?
But closing, last thing.
So closing remark from Caster.
Yeah, last thing.
There we go. So, this morning when he had walked in to retrieve his
Fuck
pendant-
you!
What happened?
Replace the model with the no wings.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Damn.
I'll fucking kick your ass,
For
Matt.
the viewers, we have 2 models of Galahad, one with and one without wings. I have the one with wings behind the DM screen, and that's what I used to illustrate how much space the party had to teleport in for Galahad. Matt, Cassandra's player, replaced the model with the one with no wings. Proceed, Caster.
So, this morning, for those who were present, When Castor had walked into the room, silently demanded his pendant back from Pyra, and then left to begin his morning prayers, was probably the most tired anyone has ever seen him, at least of those present. He's usually up way before any of you, and is finished with his praying and begin eating breakfast and just enjoying the morning as the day begins to go on. He spent his daily prayers as the sun rose. He watched it climb higher in the sky, eating his traditional apple. And then he proceeded to his room. In his room, he sits down at his desk and removes from it a very particular set of things. An ink bottle, a feathered quill, and parchment stamped with the symbol of safe.
Okay. Alright.
So, turn the lights on. I have one question, actually, just to be sure about this.
You have to turn the lights on.
Right, I have to turn the lights on. Did you leave the switch in the original position?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. You can.
Oh.
This has been It's Always Sunny in Ava. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, I'll end the recording in a moment. So, this question that I need to ask.
That is a shitter.
Fuck you.
The question that I need to ask is, are we sure Jackal was there for that conversation about the Arcanophage? Did he leave with the party, or did he leave after the party? Because when you guys left to kill the Wicker Witch.
He didn't go with the party for sure. He was there, or she was there.
Well, we do have a recording.
We do. But Jackal was the one conducting the scribe, which meant Jackal would have needed to be
No,
there.
not Jackal. Grix.
Oh, Grix. Was
Oh,
Grix there
Grix.
for the conversation of the Arcanophage?
Oh, no.
No.
No,
he wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, Grix was not present for talking about the Arcanophage. He had already left with the party to deal with the Wicker Witch, and the Arcanophage, I believe, only came up after.
Yeah, Grix was mounted on Castor when that conversation started.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Grix
Well,
is
no, that means Grix literally, couldn't have been implicated in this.
Yeah.
That's not an uh-oh.
The conversation they were having implied that he knew about it.
I mean,
so either that's a...
He's Grix. I imagine word would have slipped at some point and he
That-
would have found it.
Or...
So what you're saying is he knows about the Arcanophage now.
He knows about it now, where, as I assume the Arcanophage is a very tight-lipped thing. You don't want many people knowing about, a massive fucking death weapon that could kill everyone. He knows somehow.
You can always check the recording.
You could always check the recording.
I'm pretty sure that he left with the party.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But why is it necessarily a problem if he knows about the Arcanophage now if he didn't know about it before?
The reason that it is a problem is because the way he was speaking, it sounded like he had previously known and none of us told him.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, I think the first one to bring up the Arcanophage in the conversation was one of us, though.
It was.
But he
wouldn't know what that
he
is.
talked as if he knew about it anyways.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He didn't even ask
Okay,
Oh,
I
say,
see.
what's the Arcanophage?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is incriminating.
Man, you suck.
Did I leave my
Ty,
glue
you
here?
suck.
Did you leave your
Got
what?
one.
My glue.
You did.
I need my glue. Oh, and my X-Acto knife.
Yes.
Where did my glue go?
I have a question.
One.
Have I done a
That's
good job of
I just stopped my thumb.
have I done a good job of